Hello, family, friends, fans, and fellow adventurers. Welcome back! We're back. It's been a small break for Christmas and New Year, but we are now back again. We are back. Tell your friends. Tell them all. Because, you know, we like people. This is, of course, our second flagship campaign, the Sands of Syldaris, set in the pretty much entirely, for the most part, homebrew world of Eros, where, last time, if I can hold back the burps long enough to get through the recap, you guys, having reached this lovely small town in your various investigations, have convened on a central point of contention. There had been hauntings reported, and people unable to sleep because they were being apparently haunted by some sort of strange spirits. Asking around, you found out that it was entirely possible and probable that these spirits were these hungry spirits almost that this town believes visit roughly once a year and are warded away by the yearly ceremony. Of course, this doesn't seem to have worked recently, and with insomnia and nightmares on the rise, they began to perform the ceremony more and more, hoping to appease the evil god of greed, Tumdar, and stop him from sending his evil spirits. And it hasn't worked. There were reports that this school of magic at Moss Point Manor was among the worst hit by these strange occurrences and events. And so, off you went to Moss Point Manor to have a look. You had a little bit of an ask around, you had a look around, you spoke to some of the teachers at the school, you made one or two particular individual teachers very annoyed at your presence. You met a travelling Minotaur scholar who claimed to have seen the ghost. And after some more research, you followed the trail of a student, a blue dragonborn who had apparently become so overrun by nightmares and insomnia whilst trying to study for his entrance exams to the floating citadel that he had, unfortunately, taken his own life. You investigated his room and found various books and papers with insane scribblings. And this led you back to the library, trying to look for similar books that had been recommended by a particular teacher, the enchanting teacher. When you were investigating these books, you of course came across the mentioned books, and because, you know, it's D&D, nothing's ever easy, partway through your investigation you decided you'd spy on that teacher and see if he was also troubled by nightmares. You followed this rumor of his claims that he could hear a draft, whistling wind through the room, but you saw no evidence of that when you spied on him. Whilst at the same time, Linga began to hear whispers. You then returned to the library to do some more research and to potentially set a trap to see if anything would happen or appear. And of course, because it's D&D, the Goliath teacher that you had spoken to previously, the Master of Enchantment, entered the room and began to enchant Linger, something which, it was said, he usually tended to steer away from. He didn't seem to be the biggest fan of mind control and other such areas of enchantment. So, of course, in an attempt to ask him questions, Linger turned him to dust, and you all continued on your merry way. It was an accident, but, you know, accidents happen. And Linger was very angry, if I remember correctly. It was Rip. Rip did it. Blame Rip. Rip said he had to die, so he died. But of course, with that lead somewhat tarnished, you informed one of the heads, one of the lead teachers, Ramira Lightspell, the restoration teacher, and continued your investigations, heading into the potion room, at which point Linger began to hear the voice again, deciding to antagonize the voice and see what would happen before eventually getting fed up of the fact that the voice was promising a lot of things and not really delivering on anything and being incredibly vague. The voice, of course, was not best pleased that Linger then decided she was going to leave. And out of the smoke of one of the nearby cauldrons, a figure began to emerge. And that was unfortunately where we had left off with this figure emerging. It's a bit too much of a cliffhanger right before a fight, though. I try not to have that before a break. In between sessions, sure. But yeah, no, because someone was selfish and had to go to hospital. Ugh. But yes. Yeah. That was where we had left off, with this figure forming out of the smoke, and the temporary air elemental token now replaced by an actual token of the actual monster that I wanted to represent. I know, right? So, as this swirling smoke cloud is growing larger and larger, what would you like to do? Really? Have you scrolled down if you remember this was all on one map? Because Miura was the one who decided to put her head in the cauldron to see what was happening with the smoke. Excellent. Oh my god. Bear with me one moment. I've just realized. Anyone in chat, are you able to hear Zoom? I don't know. Well, it's because on my stream deck I have it muted because otherwise it broadcasts you to yourselves. I don't know if the stream can hear you. What, on the stream? Brilliant. Excellent. It's alright, this is what the Zoom Patreon recording is for. If you want to unlock the first 10 minutes of this stream, subscribe to our Patreon. Yeah.
Used to you voice locking us while you do the intro.
Yeah.
I don't usually. Right, I've added Zoom as an application capture, so OBS is now capturing Zoom.
Was it not? I mean, I guess it wasn't.
Well, no, it wasn't capturing it separately because I was capturing everything straight from Wavelink.
Oh, I can hear Lindsay
Hello.
now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey two, check 1 2.
Hi.
Hey two, check 1 2.
Oh my gosh, look
hey
at you and you.
Hey, yeah, wow, I can
Yeah.
say hey two over and over again. That's what
You're
that's what
really good
unpaid
at it.
internship gets you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
Oh,
let's
man.
rewind like 10 minutes and everyone just do all of that exactly the same again. You've still got the script open, right?
Right. Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, we call it a bitch. Vera's head is in the pot.
No, my head's out of the.
Stephanie's is always a frontliner.
I'm always a frontliner.
And we just in unison shouted, "Come at me, bro!" And
Yeah,
that's
we
where we're
held
at.
hands and we did that.
Although I flubbed it and said Leroy Jenkins, so
Yeah, it's
shut
okay
up.
though. It's okay though. We worked with it
oh yeah,
As
and
a team,
and
together.
yeah.
Cool. And so that's the end of the
Cool.
campaign. You guys have won. You've won
Uh-huh.
D&D.
One D&D.
One D&D.
One D&D? Oh my gosh.
Just the one.
Just the one D&D.
Oh, yes. Just the one. But yes, now that
It's really
that's all
crazy that
solved,
Wizards of the Coast has started doing
Right.
the same marketing as Microsoft.
What?
Public service
Oh yeah.
for all of the D&D fans out there. If you go to the official D&D Discord, be nice to those poor mods.
But yeah, I feel like there
30,000 people being awful for no
Is it-
reason other than to be awful. So if you
is
go
it
there, be
people
nice.
being
Open-
awful about the OGL, which we will not
Yeah.
Oh, no,
discuss
they're
on this
just-
stream?
No, well,
Or
that is-
just in
that is
general.
today, but just it's where I go for my trash entertainment now.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm about to open that.
It's, it's a it's such a bad community, guys.
Yeah,
and it's our community, and I just watch it and eat popcorn and go, wow.
I know a lot of people are really
Wow.
mad about the OGL stuff.
I know, but even before the OGL stuff, like just on the reg,
Damn. That's just rude.
yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, let me just say that like yelling at people who moderate the Discord will 100% make changes to D&D.
Yeah, they're totally not just
100%.
volunteers,
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
totally not people that don't get paid at all. Like
and it's totally not just like vague customer service, not even real customers. Like it's just a place for
it's
people
just
to go.
supposed to be a
talk.
hangout. My God.
So definitely go give them a hard time. Anyway, don't do that. That's my
Don't.
public service announcement. Go be nice
Oh,
to people, please. Please go be nice to people.
shit like that is just so fucking bonkers to me.
Hey, it's
Why is
money.
this music is concerning?
Wait, but
It's
I
just
figured it ought to
spoopy
be.
music. Because there's a spoopy cloud threatening you, and currently
Yeah,
you're
we're
just
gonna-
standing
We're
there.
gonna fight it. No, we're gonna
You
fight
know
it.
what? On that note, I think Chester reaches into his pocket where from episode 1 he's been carrying these garlic potatoes because he knows ghosts, which he has now been confronted with. What seems
Yes.
is probably is a ghost, and he just picks them out and just throws them at it.
Okay.
Pocket
Take
potato.
that, you nasty.
The pocket potatoes sail harmlessly through the cloud of smoke.
How dare!
Oh no, he's invincible. Run for your lives.
You get the feeling this particular ghost might be immune to potatoes.
No.
But they were garlic potatoes.
If they were garlic
Right,
potatoes, did I
but
mention
if
they
it
were
was garlic
potatoes?
itself, then maybe.
Maybe.
But this has like full
Yeah.
potato resistance, so the fact that they're on the potatoes, the garlic
My
can't really get
God.
through.
Okay, so what if I was a?
My God, it's on the character sheet.
I'm gonna add it to my notes.
Man, this new 1D&D rule is crazy,
It was
guys.
I know,
killing
right?
me.
Resistance.
Hold on, no.
Okay, but what if I'm a grave cleric and I use my channel divinity to get down your resistances?
Mm.
Okay, Aleph has potato.
I hate you.
resistance.
I love you so much.
You know, that's what everyone should be mad about on the Discord.
Why no potato
Yeah.
resistance in stat block?
Yeah.
That obviously
Remember-
needs to be updated.
Isn't
All right.
it like a food. Never mind. You know what? We're getting off track.
Well, as the potatoes sail through the cloud, do you guys want to roll initiative?
We do.
Not particularly.
The
I did
opening
add
move.
the garlic.
Pocket
Unknown.
potatoes.
All right. How do I do this?
Potatoes.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so I
a
gotta
very good
click on
question.
me. Can I click on me? I click on
Got a
me.
nice 19 there.
If I do this, will it show up in?
Why do I have
Ooh,
two Chesters
two
now?
19s.
One Chester is bad
Oh.
enough. No, I don't
My
want to
God,
remove
we're
all
all
turns.
rolling like.
I don't know
There
what's
we go.
going on.
There
It's
we go.
like-
Mine go through.
Something.
I
Linga,
don't think
your
yours did.
original roll was 18, so I'll give you the 18 because you've just done
Aw,
an
that's
18
nice.
and an 11.
Do we roll initiative on
But you now have
D&D Beyond?
18 hash.
Mm, Did
You
you
can do
get-
it on D&D Beyond if you have Beyond 20.
Oh, you know what? I don't have it because I didn't install it on the new setup, of course. Okay.
Of course.
It's a Chrome extension.
Yeah, let me do that real quick.
Or
I rolled an 18 plus 2 if that helps.
I think it's in here. Oh no, we've got 15 in
Let's
here.
see.
That might be from previous because
Maybe.
It's totally previous. All that stuff is previous.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a
Um,
soft 20 on mine.
we gotta
I can
edit.
screenshot for proof.
Oh, lovely soft 20. Cool. 20. Boom. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I opened the tracker and immediately it just started filling in with random numbers.
It probably
Um,
was the numbers from last time. If you didn't clear it.
Why would I clear it? It should clear itself. Ugh.
Yeah, you should probably rejoin as a player.
Yes. And the Alep that's totally not an Alep. You guys don't know what it is. It's not an Alep. It's totally not an Alep. It got this. Boop, boop, bam. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Resistant to vegetable damage from sources. There we go. That looks like an initiative order to me. So, up first is Warden with 20.
You're muted.
Yep, I know. I was trying to pull. And it is. Okay.
Warden stands
Yeah.
there silently. That is his turn.
I was gonna say that.
The stairs.
I am the background. All right. Can Warden climb up onto the table?
How tall is
That
Warden?
ping is so big. Like 6 foot.
Probably like brushing the ceiling, but sure.
Okay. Sure, I'll do it. I feel like that's
Mhm.
The
There's
most
a lot
correct
of
way.
cauldrons and potion material all over the tables.
Yes, and he's bull in the china shop.
But he's our bull in our china shop.
So what would you
Yeah,
like to
so
do?
it's fine. I'm gonna move up and surprisingly, I might try to attack it.
This was very apt timing for this part of the track to kick in as Warden approaches.
Right?
And... All right. E7. That's a 12.
A 12 will not hit
Drat.
as the sword sails harmlessly through the wisp of smoke.
I've not encountered this before.
Oh no!
Don't worry, I got you back.
Does that end your turn?
Yes, it will.
Warden casts
you.
banishment.
Oh my god.
So, up next, for those of you who have not joined us before, with Chester and Mura on 19, I
Oh.
rule simultaneous initiative. So you guys can choose to act together, should you so choose, or you can take your turn separately.
I
think
kind of
we
have
should-
to.
Go ahead.
It's just because I have something that I can only do sort of now.
No,
Once
do
it's
it.
over. All right.
I was gonna say let's take it separately because I
There you go.
wasn't ready.
So,
As usual.
Chester, having the back of Warden, as he indicated previous, will step up, pick out his rapier with his exceedingly long limbs, being a bugbear and all, and take a swipe
Yuki
with another 12.
will also sink harmlessly into the smoke.
Okay, so he will use his bonus action to try to knock this guy down with his Duke the Mage Hand.
Okie dokie. And that's a
Sit
strength
down,
save.
you ghosty. 13, you gotta beat.
Oh, with a negative, that's a 14.
Oh. Well, I've done nothing with my life.
Oh,
For shame, for shame.
Take 3 points of psychic
Uh,
damage for that revelation.
He will stay where he is, though.
Okay.
And that'll be me.
Oh, it's
Then
my turn.
Mira.
Right. Wow, he's like so close to me, and I'm not a fan of that. Ah, he's like, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. Against my Stephanie's better judgment, Mura is going to reach out and try to touch this smoke thing and cast Shocking Grasp.
Okie dokie. Is that a
Um,
save or roll to hit?
It's a roll to hit.
That's what I
It's
thought,
a
but
15.
my brain suddenly said, wait, what if? 15 will hit.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Oh, excellent. Max damage. That's 8 damage.
Max is
Very
here doing
little.
damage. Nice.
Oh my god.
8 damage.
Yeah.
Don't mind me just checking stat blocks. Cool.
Don't mind me just reading my character sheet for the first time in like 2 months.
probably not the same.
I'm like so happy to be here, honestly, though. I haven't played D&D in such a long time, I feel like.
Damn.
Yeah, no.
Ditto.
Yeah, one of our Ethan and I have a friend who's in our Discord who runs a game and plays into other games, and she's in fucking New Zealand, so we're just on pause until she comes back from
Rude.
from studying rocks abroad, I guess. I love you, Jolie. I hope you're having fun.
She's not watching this. She's having fun in New Zealand.
Yeah, she's not watching this. It's probably like 1 a.m. That's my turn.
Cool. You guys watch as this cloud of smoke is just slowly becoming like a thundercloud as Mira's lightning just forks through the inside of it. You do seem to have done something. You definitely see it kind of recoil.
Okay.
But you're also treated to the somewhat picturesque sight of this now swirling lightning storm very briefly in front of you.
I don't think that word means which.
It now has the power of lightning.
What did I do?
Linger.
Can
Okay.
I roll something real quick, see if my thing's working now?
Yeah, go for it. Just
Yeah, just gonna
roll.
roll a wisdom. See if that went through. I don't think it did. Sorry, let me
You
look
may
it
Yes,
have to...
it did.
Oh yeah, it did.
up. Oh, there it is.
came
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Linger.
All right. Well, Linger is going to hold her hand out so that Rip can run down her arm and springboard off her palm onto the table. And
Nice.
then Rip will continue to flip, dodge, dip, tumble.
Rip, flip, and dip.
Yep. All across there.
Dodge, dive.
And then we'll leap into the air, superhero style, like, one fist forward
Love it.
to Superman punch into the Alep. And as that happens, and in the background, Linger is holding her book. The book glows. Her chest glows.
Linger's just
glows. There's a lot
fanning
of
through
glowing.
the book as Rip's doing all of this.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Yeah.
And we're going to cast. Let's see, it's a ghost, so no necrotic this time. That seems silly, but we're gonna do inflict wounds. But we're gonna use force damage. That's why we're punching. You see.
Nice. Rips the distraction while Linger finds the spell.
Well, the book kind of flips through on its own,
Oh, yeah.
somewhat. But she has to help it along. So a 13.
A 13. There is a moment as you see Rip just kind of sail through and sink into the cloud of smoke, and you're like, oh no, maybe it hasn't. And then Rip's fist starts to glow as the force comes out.
All right.
Roll damage as it just hits. With Rip in
Ooh.
the heart of the creature.
27 points of force damage straight to
Jesus
the core of this thing.
Christ.
Me.
Rip, you're the best. And then, of course, Rip backflips, like uses the force of the force to backflip onto the table.
Every time you have cast a spell through Rip, you've done insane amounts of damage.
And then, Linger just calls over to Rip. I can't even talk. I love you. You're wonderful. And then we move on to the next person.
Rip's just stood
Never
there
change,
proudly.
Rip. Never change.
Never change it.
You guys watch as the smoke temporarily is just completely blown apart by the force of Rip's punch, and you're like, oh, maybe he's... And then it starts to swirl back together into this form that you had seen before you. And it is going to...
Oh, it has a turn? I'm joking.
It's going to use 5 legendary actions to cast a power word kill on everyone, including itself.
My God, what a mood.
Beautiful.
It has lure actions.
This is
my
its
God.
school now. It is going to. You watch as the smoke kind of coalesces back together. You see a face begin to form in the smoke as this creature begins to. And hopefully this will work. This is the first time testing it on the new setup. This stream of horrifying sounds and maddening words. I need everyone within 30 feet to make a wisdom saving throw, please. As it uses its howling babble. And I hope the vocal effects worked properly.
Oh, natural one.
Woo!
12.
You get advantage for your natural, or not advantage, inspiration for your natural one because 1D&D. Oh damn, Linger with the nat 20.
Yeah, I gotta add.
The duality of man.
Literally, the duality of magic. Mura
Truly.
and Linger, the opposite ends of the spectrum. So,
What do we think? What do we think Rip is? Is he actually a cat right now? Is that his
Yeah,
stats?
totally.
So everyone except Linger. Although Linger does take half damage, which is good fun.
Oh no, damage.
Yeah, sure, just damage. Let's go with that. It's totally not gonna send Steph into a rage when she finds out what's about to happen to you guys. And I'm sorry.
I don't
But
think you
also-
are.
Not because you guys have just been decimating it before it even got a turn, so I'm also kind of not.
We got
But also,
two
it can
hits.
only really do this kind of one time before it recharges, so it's okay. It is 16 points of damage to everyone who failed the save,
I have 2 hit points.
and you're also stunned.
Oh wow.
Rip goes poof.
Fucking audio peak.
Oh my God.
That is the
Fucking
single
audio
most
clip out.
powerful thing it can do, though.
I'm sorry I peeked. I know
What was?
It's okay, I have a limiter on the Zoom chat specifically for you, Steph.
I deserve that, but
There will be no peeking. I also have a limiter on myself as well for when I make loud noises because I'm prone to doing that.
Okay. What
Limiters
was
are just
the,
a good idea. If you plan on streaming or doing anything, guys, use a limiter. Sorry, your question?
What was the save DC for that?
You don't need to know that.
Okay.
I could tell
And
you.
he passed then.
But
if he's
I
not going
do-
to tell you.
Generally try and prefer not to. But after the fight, maybe. Rest
I think
assured.
he just needs to know if he failed or not.
Yeah.
Well, I said everyone except Linger.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Yeah.
So Rip goes poof. Just-
No!
Well, he's got
I
two
forget
hit
Rip
points,
also
man.
takes damage. I forget. Everyone always forgets their familiars and their pets are murderable.
Yeah. That's why she's been buying incense this whole time. Every
Oh, I
shop
thought-
we've gone to, bought more.
I thought Linger was
Bought
just
more.
one of those aesthetic girls, you know? All the incense, all the crystals,
Yeah, well,
the
I
tarot
mean,
decks,
that's-
everything.
The
No,
candles.
that's my
The
bard
candles.
in another game.
Oh, nice. So yes,
Yes,
Linger
because-
takes 8 and isn't stunned, but everyone else takes 16 and is.
Oh, but
In a
she's
stunning
mad.
turn of events. But that actually,
what were you gonna say, Ethan?
oh yeah, sorry, Ethan.
I was gonna say I make fun of candles, even though I have like 5 right here.
Yeah, I've got
Did
one
you buy
directly
any
in
of them
front
for
me.
yourself though?
No. All from
Nice.
Steph.
That,
Yeah,
as
candles.
it can't really move anywhere in the enclosed space. Well, I suppose it could.
Well, I mean, yeah,
No,
it
that's-
doesn't have.
I could use my Strahd tactics and just be a real dick.
Well, it's not going to take any opportunity attacks. So.
You know what? Yeah, cool. I'm gonna be mean for once because I'm usually quite nice to you guys. It's gonna
Really?
use its
Now you're going to be mean? Now?
It's gonna use its
You just
Inco-
murdered Rip.
incorporeal
just-
movement to just
Ton.
boop, float through the wall.
Oh, well.
It went. It went that way, like over here.
No, it went down.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I see it now. Okay.
Is there
There's
a
no
door?
windows, so
There should be windows.
you didn't put
Where?
me in.
Did I not? That
No,
is
it's a solid
entirely
wall.
my bad. Yes, I put
So
windows
we're
on
just like,
the.
well, I guess it's gone.
I put windows on the corridor, not in any other room. That's entirely my bad. There would be on either side of this torch, this brazier lit with the green flame, there would be a window on
Yes.
either side of it.
Excellent.
So there are two windows right in the middle to give like a nice bit of natural light to the room, because you know you kind of need a bit of light in a potion brewing room. But that's also
Ventilation, I
why-
would think, would be very important.
Yeah. That's why it's two windows right next to each other in the middle, so no matter where, you can open the windows and start gusting it out. But yes, that will end the Spoopy Sperry Smoke's turn. Warden, you are stunned. It's the worst.
Alright.
I hate it. I hate being stunned, and I hate doing it to people. I feel really bad for it, but
Well, it's
you know.
it's kind
I
of
feel
all your
like
fault,
you feel
Mitch.
that bad about it, so.
No, I don't. What are you gonna do?
Right at my camera. This is all your fault, Mitch.
You know.
So,
That
I mean-
all right.
The poll says, you know, yeah.
What's the save for this?
It's until the
Oh,
where's that gone? It's until oh my god, it's until the end of its next turn.
oh, it's monk rules. Very fun.
Yeah, that's
Alright,
the best kind of stun.
Yeah, I love having it, but
Let me just
you
double
know.
check Monsters of the Multiverse in case the D&D Beyond entry hadn't been updated. I'm sure it should be up to date.
I mean,
It'll,
at least
it'll
it's
say
not
legacy
like.
by the name if it's the old one. If it doesn't say legacy, then
Yeah,
you have the
it
up-to-date
doesn't.
version.
I do just want to double check just in case because I can, because I got this book.
Oh, that's right.
As
I
a-
understand.
as a
I
Christmas
understand what's happening here.
Yeah, those are
I'm-
like go.
I'm
use
using
the
it
book if
so
you
it
have
gets used because I'm nice.
Yeah. Use the book. Dear God.
And also because it has new book smell.
Mmm,
New
ink.
book smell.
Well, there's no way to break out, and I'm going to
But yes,
spend
end of its
45
next turn.
seconds. All right. In that case, I'm going to wait 45 seconds till I say I end my turn. Just hold the stream hostage. I'll end my turn.
Well, while you're holding it hostage, maybe Mitch could scooch Maywood's video just a tad.
I just messaged
Oh, yeah.
him about that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love like this like evil voice actor
No
sorta vibe that we've
eyes.
got.
Yeah.
Just had.
Just
It's
put a
literally
filter on
like
it.
the Kaiser Soze.
A little anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But
Yeah,
anyway.
no, I would say again that's my bad, but it's not. It's Zoom. They resized all of the stuff in the new updates. So thanks a lot,
That Zoom is
Zoom.
fine.
There we go. There's a little bit of head. Who doesn't love a little bit of head?
Oh god.
Phrasing.
There we go.
Phrasing.
We
boom.
are adults.
No, we're not.
I'm not doing phrasing anymore.
Hmm.
You weren't here earlier, Stephanie, I think, when Mitch said that you were inside Ethan.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Excuse you.
Well, the
Hey, that's
cameras were the
that's
wrong
for-
orientation, and you were in his
That's
box.
for the Patreon, guys. That's
Oh
for
my
the Patreon.
God.
I just like to
Stop.
give a little teaser so people, are interested in the Patreon. What do we talk about? We talk about being inside each other.
We talk about
I'm
toasting
sorry.
beagles and being inside each other.
I need to know the context of this conversation later.
Well, you can find out at our Patreon.
Oh my
That's right.
Yeah.
At, I think is it just Practical Heroes on our Patreon?
It
Yes.
should
Yeah, if
be.
you go to our practicalheroes.com, it'll take you to everything.
There's the link below, I'm sure. There's always a link.
Yeah, there's usually a link in the below. Does that end
It's right
Warden's
by our
turn?
clip.
Are you done?
Or are
Yeah.
we still on hold?
Oh no, I let go like forever ago. So please.
The elevator
by
music
all means.
stops.
This paralyzed? Can we talk?
Stunned.
Stunned? Can we talk?
I don't believe you can. Well, you can
Okay,
speak,
so
but
then Chester thinks-
falteringly, if I remember correctly. So it's kind of just a bit like.
Oh my
Right?
God.
Chester thinks to himself,
I will
I'm
double
really
check.
gonna miss these people when we all are dead. And then he will end his stunned turn.
God damn it,
Can't
my
move.
nose itches.
Yeah, can't move, can speak only falteringly.
No. We
Can I try to break out of the
watch
stun, or am I
look it
just-
up- look it up. Fun.
I mean, not that it matters.
It's until the end of its next turn, which I totally realized before I used the ability.
No, you gotta play the monster.
Yeah. This is also like that time I just accidentally murdered an entire party with a demi-lich.
These
I
things.
killed my friend with a
These things happen.
collective hour. I felt
In
so
Minecraft.
guilty. I still feel guilty.
Nice. It was in my early days of DMing. It was one of my very first campaigns, and I thought they were an appropriate level for. I think they were actually an appropriate level for it. It's just it went first in initiative, and it used the screech that they have, and they both immediately failed the saving throw, and just dropped to 0 immediately.
Yeah,
We
Banshees
were like, well,
can...
great combat, thanks. Good campaign.
I have the opposite problem whenever I DM. I think I'm too soft to my players.
Throw an
You
alec
are.
at them and use the howling babble.
Don't do that.
So once
Um,
Mira
I'll
finishes
write that
drooling on
down.
herself, is she doing anything?
We'll be here for it. No, I can't do shit. I'm stunned.
I'm sorry.
No,
we
you're
just all
not.
Should we just all make
Guess who's-
stun sounds?
Yeah. Guess who's not stunned though?
No,
Linger.
It's
not
Linger.
stunned. Linger is going to angrily stomp over to the window. Actually, no, just on the other side of Mira, 'cause she doesn't really need to get all the way to the window. She just needs to be able to see through
To the
it.
window.
And, yeah, to the window,
Oh.
through the wall.
It's a sweater. Oh, never
Book.
mind.
The book flips through its pages. Little string of light comes out of the center of the book, goes into her chest, and then shoots back out of her chest, because that's how this works. Across the table, through the window.
Through the window.
A ray, because force worked so well the last time. We're going to once again use that because she's mad and cast ray of forcefulness thickness at
Nice.
second level.
Damn. She real mad.
Maybe.
No, stop. Stop moving. So yes.
I refuse.
17
Nice.
to hit. Just
Little hit.
11 points of force damage this time. See, without rip, can't get those big
It's true.
numbers.
It will hit and 11 points of damage. Thanks to Rip. Would you like to describe your kill?
Yes. So
As presumably the
bolt of-
window shatters as well on
yeah.
impact.
the
I like how
window
none of us did
shatters.
anything but Lindsay.
No, I didn't. It was Rip. It was Rip and Linger. I don't even try to build powerfully. All right.
It was
so
just Rip.
Yeah. A beam of light shoots out of the center of her chest. Crashes through the window, hits the window so hard it doesn't come apart in shards. It's just like sparkling dust. That's how.
Nice.
And it sparkles in the green light of the magical lanterns, of course, as it showers down, and carries. Some of it gets carried along with this magic ray because that's cool. Hits the back of this alley-oop, whatever.
Alan.
It hits Alan in the back, square in the back, and just causes the whole warbling, smoky form to just explode outward, and more sparkles. It's like a little firework of glittery spark. The glitter bomb just went off out the window. It's fantastic looking. If you didn't know that it was murder, it's very pretty.
Firework
And then it
noises.
just slowly, just shimmers down the air.
Excellent.
First kill of the year.
Woo! And as the Alip is dissipating into wisps of smoke, Linger, you hear... Find the secrets of the sand. And it dissipates.
She scowls.
We did it, I assume, as I am still alive.
Wipes the
I'm
drawer.
Barely.
I like to imagine we're all still stuck like statues. Besides Linger.
Yes. 100% yes.
Linger immediately starts getting lighting a brazier and gathering herbs and stuff from around the room. Like she's like,
Nice.
they're fine. She just immediately right to work, straight to work. We've got a
Stuck like
buddy to bring
statues,
back.
so no change for Warden.
Prioritize.
Oh yeah. Warden just hops off the table, probably knocking over like a cauldron or something.
There's a as it starts to like sizzle into the wood of the floor.
There's a hole in the floor now. From the
Oops.
sizzle pot.
Sizzle pot.
This is the wrong game. I need to put these notes in a different spot.
But yes,
Let's see if this individual dropped anything. Clues, perhaps. Yeah, clues.
bro, you're on the top floor right now. Are you jumping out the window?
Whee!
He has that moment where you're stood on like the edge of a high drop and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna step over the edge.
It's hard to tell on a 2D. But
Yeah.
yeah, now that I look closer. Okay, if I peer down, can I see a pile of goo or something to that effect? Disintegrated sands and
Glitter.
glitters?
Yes, there is the
Wow.
slightest hint on the floor. You can see kind of in the grass what seems to be a pile of ectoplasm and glitter. Very glittery ectoplasm.
Ooh.
Oh, we could sell this to children. I hear they love, the shiny, sticky little bullshit.
Slime.
We could go to the dust room and probably sweep up some evidence.
Yep.
Shall me and Francesca do that?
Yeah. I think so. Like, I think it would be fine. And then we could like put it in a pouch and have it with us and be like, this is what we did. We killed the sparkle monster. He wasn't sparkling the whole time, though, right?
Just at the end there.
I shall retrieve it.
Thanks for
Very well.
And
Warden just does like the Iron Man step out and crunch down to the ground.
Oh my god, right?
I
No,
guess
you can take the
meanwhile-
sensible route.
yeah.
Meanwhile, the brazier has come out.
Yeah. Linger has some herbs that she's grinding up with a little mortar and pestle. And Mira, perhaps you could let the school administration know that we have dealt with this and they need to fix their window.
Absolutely.
Someone needs to inform the board.
Yeah.
I go to try to get the administrator. What was her name?
Ramira Lightspell.
Ramira Lightspell.
Yeah,
Well
Ramira Lightspell.
remembered. Good notes. In my other games, I've started handing out
Remember to thank your
inspiration
note
for
taker.
notes.
I have no.
It's just because no one ever takes notes in my other games, so now I've taken to rewarding people when they actually have the notes to remember stuff, and they go, "Oh, it's this," and I go, "Great, inspiration," and now everyone writes notes.
What I do in my game is I have a character.
God, this is funny.
I have a character who's a hag who guards a bridge. It's like very Black Knight from Monty Python in a way. Well, actually, it's more like Enchanter Tim, I guess, where you have to. It's very low stakes, but it's like you have to solve like a trivia, like a game trivia about the lore or whatever.
Nice.
Or otherwise, you have to like step through like the inch deep bog. If you get it right, you take the bridge though. So it's really just me like seeing how much me testing my players, see how much they retain, so I know like what to include.
Nice.
Good to know.
Yeah. And Warden's just gonna step. He walked downstairs and went through the front. Just
Presumably with
Yeah.
Chester in tow.
Yes, we also have to let the. Let me check my notes here. Thinking of.
Well, I think
gentleman-
Lingo was just sent Mira to go and tell Ramira.
I meant the
yes.
Officer Anarath as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
all right.
Notes. Because
I'm not
he
used to
said
this.
He, would, he said he would give us some goodies should we take care of the situation. And I
Said
am a
he
fan
might.
of goodies.
I
So he
on the
might be able to be
prize.
persuaded to.
I'm a very
Ah.
persuasive individual. You might say I have a +7 to persuasion.
If you had to put it on like a sliding scale with numbers.
Yeah, like math wise.
Mhm.
Sweet. So, clawing through the flames like a devil rising from hell, Rip emerges from the brazier.
Hell yeah.
Just the most dramatic it could possibly be.
Yeah.
Like the hand
Wow.
comes out first, then another one, and just slowly pulls the head through. Some like
Linger
silent
watches with love in her
Jurassic
eyes
Park
the entire
stream,
time.
scream.
Yeah. And she picks him up. They do like a little like head to nose boop. Puts him back on her shoulder. He climbs up, gets back in her horns. All is well in the world, and she is happy to.
Rip has returned. Balance has restored to the universe.
Turns out her soul is in two places.
Mura, you presumably head downstairs with the others and then just split off by yourself to find Ramira as they head off towards the front door. Simply because it's the quicker one to deal with. Warden and Chester, do either of you have anything you can collect ectoplasm into?
Yeah, I did have a look. I could just empty my water skin.
Well, remember you have it in there before you go to drink from that again.
No, just mix it in with water and just have G Fuel basically.
Please
Ghost
sponsor us.
fuel. Ghost fuel.
Yes.
Amazing.
I think with the label out.
Just shout up to the window and ask us to toss down some containers. Right now.
Yes, that's very true. You are in the potion lab with many vials.
Yeah, we just start throwing rocks up to the window.
Well, it's
Of course.
shattered, so you
The
know.
window is broken, so Linga looks up to
Oops.
hear as the stone skitters across the floor.
Can we get the vial?
Yes, vial me, please.
Very vile. She'll, do we have, let me check. Do I have Mage Hand? I don't know that I do. No.
Oh, I do.
Don't. Yeah.
Yeah, put it in this.
Send that bad boy up.
Isn't your
Yeah.
mage hand
She'll-
invisible?
I have actually both the visible
Oh,
one
yeah.
and the invisible one because I had to take the visible one to get the
Yes.
good invisible one. So
We
yeah,
could just like put a little like kerchief over it, you know. So
yeah, that as well. Yeah, just toss it in there if you don't mind.
she, of course.
Okay, so now I have a
Does that.
owlbear egg and some glittery ooze. We
Mhm.
can make an omelet, perhaps.
Beautiful omelet.
Very
Or-
glittery omelette.
Just sprinkle on the glitter.
Or Mira can use it in her bath bombs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's so many ways of monetizing this
Oh
ghost
my
stuff.
gosh, I love it.
It's
Spectral soap keeps you young.
it's girl ghost water. That's what it is.
For that ageless, timeless look.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And as the vial is being lowered down, Mira, you eventually find Ramira just kind of busying herself around, just kind of getting a little bit of dust. You can see her just kind of waving the hand. You see a mage hand up in the air with a little feather duster, just dusting down one of the tips of one of the chandeliers.
Hi, Ramira.
Hello.
Hi. So we found a smoke monster thing in a cauldron and we killed it. So I think we handled your problem.
Okay.
Thanks.
Should I head up to where this happened and perhaps see if we
It's
can get a bit
outside.
more information?
Oh, yeah, it happened outside though. Inside, outside. We were inside
Right.
and then it went outside.
I see.
And then we killed it outside. Well, I didn't really do anything because I got stunned. I was like, I can't do anything. So,
Right. Well,
great. We're cleaning it up. Don't worry.
excellent. Why don't I then accompany
Oh,
you
we
outside?
broke a window.
Okay.
Sorry. I feel like I should have led
Processing
with
of
that
everything.
one. Yeah, we can go out the front door.
Yes. Why don't we go outside and join the others who are
Totally.
cleaning up, and then we can head upstairs and discuss it inside where the incident began?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can. We can.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of pitter-patters over to the the front door where you have told her the others are, and she kind of opens the door as the vial has reached Chester.
See, this is where they are. I told you.
Greetings. Hello. Just out of curiosity, now that we've completed this task, perhaps you have some healing magics that we could avail ourselves of, as I am deathly hurt from the battle.
Yes, of course. Are all of you injured or just the one?
Oh, I got hurt too, but like not as bad.
I believe I was the closest to death. I looked you right in the eyes and I said, "No, ma'am."
I see. Well,
This is very brave.
Oh yeah.
why don't we regroup upstairs and I can heal all of you at once?
Perfect.
Oh
Excellent.
yeah. Okay.
Perfect. And she just kind of like looks down, looks up. Where is Is there any remnants of the window, or are we going to have to put a whole new one in?
Oh, yeah. I think it's sort of mixed in with this goo here in this vial.
I see. Very well, we shall patch it temporarily, I suppose, and put in a new one. Sharpish. I was hoping I could just fix it with a little bit of mending. Apparently not.
Oh, no. It's far beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I said the
Linger
window
calls
was
through
broken,
the empty window.
is like broken,
gone.
broken.
Yeah.
Not just like slightly cracked. I wouldn't be like, oh no, we broke a window, and it's just like, like,
We broke
see.
this window so bad it's as if it never existed in the first place.
yeah, it's shattered. It's back to whatever windows are made out of.
Wait a second. Sands of Syldaris. The window was behind it the whole time.
Oh,
Hold
oh.
on.
But what
You
about
can't
the
make
invisible
glass.
owlbear?
You can't make glass out of sand. Sand
Sure you
isn't
can.
clear.
Just put a block of it in the
My.
furnace.
No.
You've clearly never been in a battle with a lightning mage on the beach.
No. Well,
I presume this is happening as you are making your way back upstairs to rejoin
Totally.
It's a
Linda.
walk and talk. It's always a walk and talk.
it's always a walk and talk.
Excellent. Well, you rejoin Linger. And Ramira
What kind of
just
damage was that?
You
that
what?
the Alep did? What kind of damage was it that the Alep did?
Emotional.
With
That
Oh, okay.
is a very good question that I realize I never actually told anyone.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
That would have been a
and
smart
how do you spell that?
idea.
ALLIP. I just don't know if I need to like physically describe anything on her or if she
That's
just
very
looks.
true. It is psychic damage.
Okay.
Oh, like I said,
Then
emotional.
I guess really, 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 really dark red blood from ears and corners of eyes that she hasn't noticed yet. But like really dark. Not black. You can still tell it's blood. It's not like
Not
Ichor.
quite full edgelord, just
Right.
enough that it's still tasteful.
right. It's classy edgelord.
It's a feature, not just edge.
Right. And only because of this specific kind of damage. She doesn't just like
Exactly.
cry blood tears.
That'd be great if she did, though.
She's actually the Virgin Mary every time she cried. Like, rip is Jesus, guys. I'm just gonna spoiler that.
Amazing.
So, as you all regroup,
Sorry,
Ramira
Catholic friends.
whips out her wand, places her spellbook on the table, flips through a couple of pages before. Yes. This should do. If I just... And she starts to trace a few sigils in the air with her wand and just... And you should all now be healed. And there's a bright flash and a warm feeling spreads through your bodies as you all regain. So it will be third, fourth. It'll be maths.
Yep.
Join me next time for maths. You all regain 8 hit points.
All right.
Yay!
Apologies for the delay in 8. I promise it wasn't simple maths. It was spread across multiple d4s.
Linger jumps a little as her heart beats one time.
Ooh, haven't had that in a while. Ooh.
just once.
Forgot how unnerving that is.
Most kind, most kind. Thank you, thank you.
That's quite all right. So, Linga, you see she kind of like swivels across all of them as she is thinking who to... No, I'll address Linga.
Yay!
Mura said there was some sort of smoke creature from a coffin? Not a coffin, a cauldron, sorry. I'm
Yes,
tired, it's been a
that
long
is-
week at work.
That is a technically accurate statement.
Do you have any other sort of description or insight?
Oh, it was certainly spectral in nature. It was able to attack our minds. My companions here were rendered motionless for several seconds. Our minds were assaulted directly. It did indeed whisper to us. Also, it was a bit of a nag, honestly. It made a lot of promises that it had no intentions of keeping, which I can't respect that sort of
Bit of a nag.
scholarship. And it's my personal opinion that this was the culprit behind the unfortunate demise of your Dragonborn student, the cause of the madness in your professor. And if I'm not mistaken, your Genasi student should be feeling much better going forward.
I see. So you believe this to be a ghost causing madness?
A spectral entity of some sort. I feel like ghost might be a slight misnomer, but
Naturally.
then we have to get into the specifics of
And-
species and
She kind of-
classification.
Leans in close to you, Linga, just... ghost was for the other three.
Ah, yes. Yes, a ghost. It was a
I'm
smoke-
actually not
a
convinced
smoke
it was
ghost.
a ghost, as my potatoes had no effect. So it was probably
Well, I-
something more complicated than that. But
She
if you guys
looks at
want
the
to keep
floor
it
where you're
simple and just say
pointing.
ghost.
I believe that was because of the smoky variety. The smoke
Yes.
interfered with the
Interesting.
Indeed. When I swung with my sword, it did not connect with it. It went right through.
He
Excellent.
did.
Definitely some sort of incorporeal entity, then.
yes.
And I swing very hard.
I don't doubt that. You are rather large.
Yes.
Well, Perhaps we should see the materials that we have on spectral entities and perhaps see if we can't find something that matches that description, but that's not, I suppose, entirely urgent at this current moment. Were there any no lingering effects or anything? You're all feeling relatively unharmed aside from the damage it has dealt to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel great.
I have felt better.
Excellent.
Are
Just-
there any lingering effects that we should be feeling, Mitch?
Yeah.
Um,
At one point, it attacked
I
us.
do
and we could
love
not move.
madness, and you know I love madness.
yeah,
so,
that's part of the
you know,
reason I was
don't be
using the
afraid.
mallet, but they don't really inflict madness. I will say, though.
Well, can I have it anyway?
Yeah, I was going to give it to Linger anyway, because there's a reason the
Yeah.
Alep was hanging around here, and there's a reason that Alep targeted Linger. So those of you who are interested, go in the chat, obviously, not players, because that's metagaming. But it's fine because it's dead now, so it's totally okay. But feel free to go and research Aleps and see why it might have been spooking the school. And Linger in particular. But yes, Linger, I would say there is possibly, if you, pardon the turn of phrase, a lingering headache. Yeah, like a
Different
slight
than the
kind
one
of-
that she has
Yeah.
all the time being with these guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, no, that's just exposure to Mura.
Huh? What? What?
No, there's probably like a slight lingering ache,
It's hard
but
not to say it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's because it's the best word for it. Also, I think it's possible the stream might have gone down for a second.
It froze for me earlier,
Uh-oh.
but it's oh,
Because that's been happening to me
There it goes.
recently. Oh, I think it's gone again. It's buffering. Oh no, it's still moving. But yes, you would have a slight persisting headache.
hey,
I get those sometimes.
yeah, they do have.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
Rip.
Headache?
So it's just
Jason,
behind.
You see one
Yeah.
rub his helmet.
Which one?
Oh.
Oh, oh.
I
Whoa.
apologize. I'm a terrible person.
Did you make a sex joke at
No.
10:16 in the morning Eastern time?
I mean,
I like that you
You
specified.
mean
Eastern time.
9:16 Tulsa time?
I do mean 9:16 Tulsa time. What did you say, Mitch? You sounded like a robot for a second.
Excellent. I'm probably having internet issues, that's why. But the stream apparently has stayed up this whole time, so that's good.
Yeah.
Do I still sound Mr. Roboto?
yeah.
No.
Cool. Cool. But yes, that's the current state of Linger's brain. Do with that what you will.
Well, perhaps a short rest, a return to town, stock up on garlic potatoes. I know they didn't work this time, but that's not to say they will not work in the future.
Mhm.
Get our goodies from the good sheriff of the town, whose name I always remember easily without having to look at notes. Officer Anarnath.
You got this. I believe in you.
Could check out the clock tower ruins. Those sounded interesting.
They did.
Maybe there's some sort of timey-wimey stuff going on there.
Indeed.
The world is our oyster.
I don't think I've ever seen an oyster before.
Picture a clam, but instead it's called an oyster.
Okay.
It is a small shelled creature that is completely encased by armor.
Oh, okay. So it's like my dog that you repaired, right?
It is more like living snot inside two shells that people like to eat.
If you can shuck it open with a knife, it might have a pearl inside
With the snot.
with the snot.
With this not.
With the
Okay.
Oysters or oozes. You heard it here first.
They absolutely are.
I'm not sure that this sounds as appealing as you want it to. But okay.
Oysters is oozes, confirmed.
I just like to not run into oyster, I think.
Big Baddie will go have a
Like
campaign.
ever.
An oyster.
God.
Homebrew some monsters for us.
Yeah, giant oyster.
BBEO.
Yeah.
BB.
Big bad evil oyster.
Oh my gosh.
Blue oyster cult. Anyone?
Nice. Well, we're
They
an oyster
summon it.
stream now.
Quick, get the cowbell.
You're the bard. You should have it.
God, yeah.
I do. One of my drum is one of my proficiencies. What is
There
a
you
cowbell
go.
but a small metal drum?
Truly.
It's very fair. It's part of my drum kit.
Do we rest?
Yeah, you can do. If you
Just for an
are-
hour. Just kick back.
Yeah,
We'll
if
go to
you're-
those
if you're
couches.
having a little short rest, then Ramira will head off and start gathering some research materials on incorporeal beings.
That's such a big word.
It is a
Is
big word,
there a-
yes. It's what a ghost is. It means it can move through
Oh.
things.
Why not just call it a ghost then?
I will let Linger explain why we can't call it a ghost, and I'll see you after I find some materials. Goodbye.
She's
Hurries
so
out the door.
weird. Mira says that as she leaves. She's so
Nice.
weird. Yeah, why can't we just call it a ghost?
We can just call it a ghost.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, it's fine.
Why do people who think that they're so much smarter than everybody have to make things so much harder?
Yeah,
It's-
Linger.
First of all, not directed at Linger.
Linger dumbs things down all the time for everybody else.
Yeah,
Clearly directed at Warden.
clearly.
Yeah.
Huh?
We all side eye Warden. at
The
same
most
time.
condescending member of the whole group. Just
Oh, yeah.
constantly flexing his
Absolutely.
intellect on everyone.
Mhm. Rip is up in Linger's hair, like giving her a scalp massage for the headache.
They ask me
Nice.
where I work out. I say the library.
That's right. Lifting those books.
Oh, that one got me.
Excellent. Well, you have
and
your
then,
short rest.
yeah,
Oh,
Linger will
okay, I
say
could do my-
throw some shade about the school thinking that it's better than it is, and that's why they have to flex.
I could do my story of rest, which I have reskinned from the Song of Rest. So he's going to tell you a little story while we rest, and you can get an extra D6 to your
Ben.
hit points rolled.
What is it about?
Well, you see, it's about these two nations that, while they did
Were
not fight
fighting.
openly with one another, they were unable to communicate. So they sent representatives, great people, to this small, tiny island. On this island was a fierce creature who had the head of a triceratops and can turn invisible. Yeah, I know, it's insane. Through fighting this creature and being able to overcome him, they reached such an impasse that they learned from one another and overcome obstacles. And these two men were Darmok and Jalad in Tanagra.
That is very beautiful.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you, thank you.
That was a great story.
Two nations coming together under the warriors is very beautiful.
Yes, a beautiful tale.
That has just been clipped as a moment.
That was nice.
Loved that.
If I'll make you cry.
Well, I have 7 seasons of Star Trek episodes that I can pull stories from, so we'll be good.
No.
Yeah, I love it.
You're just telling us Star Trek stories?
No.
Not at
No.
all. Why would you
No,
think that?
not all the time. I like it.
Sometimes.
It's amazing. Oh man.
But yes, roll up your hit dice.
Back to
And-
full.
Laugh at Steph for immediately rolling a 1.
Fuck off. That wasn't my hit dice. That was for the Song of Rest.
No, I know. I just like that he was like, "Oh, you can now get an extra d6," and immediately you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it," and immediately rolled a 1.
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, I love Song of Rest though. Great bard ability, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Underrated.
Never used enough.
Back up to full with 1 roll. Let's go.
Yep.
Hell
I'm
yeah!
good.
Seamsies.
Excellent. Well, is that everyone all rested and healed?
It is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Wait. Costume
Oh.
change.
Costume change. What is the new costume?
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. We just fought a ghost.
I'm putting him on the spot. Go.
Okay, so now because we just fought a ghost, and this is important for Rip and who he is becoming as a person. He's just crawled from hell, so whole new wardrobe needed. It's some like khaki colored coveralls
I knew
little-
this is where this is going.
with a little backpack that he's put some stuff in. And
Did he put protons in his backpack, maybe?
maybe. He's got some teeny tiny little vials that he's filled with some kind of green something from the potions room. And there's some rope very artfully draped on the side to, kind of resemble hosing. So, yeah, yes, he's dressed as
Would
a
you
little
say-
Ghostbuster.
Now, having encountered one, Rip ain't afraid of no ghost.
He is definitely not afraid of any ghosts.
Excellent.
Ghosts should all fear Rip from now on.
Apparently.
Who are we gonna call?
Rip.
You know what?
It's Rip.
Can
Who are we gonna send?
can Warden perhaps fashion Rip a teeny tiny little potato launcher?
Please say yes, Mitch. Please, please, God, Mitch.
Just a
You
little
stunned us. Thank you.
Just like a small shoulder-mounted trebuchet.
Yeah,
Yes.
just for like the little new potatoes, so that. I mean, we've already seen that potatoes don't work against ghosts, so I think it's fine.
He's got like a little Beyblade's rip cord and just pulls it and launches.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Not fucking Beyblades.
Like
Jesus.
all this. Yeah, it's the Full Metal Beyblades too.
Oh
Full
god.
Metal.
Yep.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, we're already so many references down, Steph. Okay, calm it down a little bit. All right. Anyway, hands rip the smallest trebuchet ever. I call this the Yeet cannon.
He immediately puts it on and claps.
It's
Is-
yeah,
he
it's
is
definitely not going
aphonic,
to do any
so,
damage, but
That we
you
know
hit
of.
someone with it and it's certainly annoying. Which I expect is exactly
Middle of
what
the
you
night,
wanted.
people are gonna get like pink.
It's
Little
like-
rocks.
Think Nerf gun, but just slightly lower.
Amazing.
Not quite as not like it's necessarily that painful, depending on where you get hit by a Nerf gun, but just slightly less than a Nerf gun.
Excellent.
But yes, now armed with his anti-ghost trebuchet. What would you guys like to do?
Wow.
Oh, actually, no. Before that, I apologize because there was stuff on offer before that. As you are admiring Rip's new potato launcher and its maiden test fires, punching a hole in the other window.
Good kill. Remember to whip. Switching to your secondary is faster than reloading.
Salutes. Noted.
The door
hate
to the
you.
room that you are resting in opens, and Ramira, re-enters with a few things about her person. Mostly books, but also carrying a... Actually, wait, no. Do you need a... You don't need a components pad. Oh no, you do for other things, don't you? Yes. Ignore me, I'm talking to myself. That didn't happen. As Ramira re-enters the room with several things about her person. You can see she's carrying what seems to be like a small belt pouch, in addition to several books. And she kind of places it all on the table and just... So, I have gathered a few duplicates of some of the materials that we have here in the library regarding apparitions, specters, and the like. If you were wanting to do any further research on this, and of course we will be doing the same in the meantime to see what it was that was afflicting certainly Moss Point Manor and potentially the rest of the town, and how we might be able to dissuade it in the future should this happen again.
Thank you. Yes, I will continue my research. Very kind of you.
Excellent. In addition, I had mentioned this previously, so as thanks for your assistance. And she kind of taps the belt pouch with the tip of her wand and just, I'm afraid we only have the one going spare, but should you need more costly components for your spells, you can often simply just deposit the requisite amount of gold, let's say, into the pouch as a payment to the enchantment within, and it will convert that gold into the component that you require.
Ooh.
That would be incredibly helpful.
Of course, these are all for yourselves, and just kind of pushes the pile of books and the pouch. And if there were any other books that you require a copy of, certainly if we have one to hand, I can make sure that we provide that for you.
There was the really, really big one I was reading. If I could perhaps get a copy of that.
The dictionary.
Yeah. You know what I liked about that book? It had all other books contained within. It was just not in order.
Which book was that you were researching?
It was the really big one. He doesn't remember. He just was pretending to read a giant book to look smart.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that would be smart in the future.
Well, if I come across a copy of the really big book, I will.
Thank you.
Make sure to track it down for you.
Biggest one you got.
Of course.
Do you have like a small book? Like a really small book?
Slight twitch in the eye.
Maybe a copy of...
Yes, we do have small books.
Was it?
Like the smallest book you have.
Syldaris.
Can we just give we give Mura a copy of Diary of a Wimpy Kid or something?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Shit,
Captain
I still have these
Underpants,
books.
maybe?
Terribly sorry, Linger, I didn't quite catch it.
Oh,
What was
no,
it you
it's
said?
fine. Keep going.
No, that was Mitch didn't hear, genuinely.
No, I'm not even sure that I'm looking at the right thing, so it's fine.
Fair enough. I was gonna say, I heard, like, the mumblings of a title and was like, is it just my bad ear, or was it cool?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Well, in that case, do continue on about your business, and I can either have these sent to you, or certainly if you are to leave town, perhaps return here and collect them before you leave.
Most kind. Should
We
you
do
wish
try.
to name a wing after us, that would also be acceptable.
Not the Murawing. It's got beautiful feathers, I feel like.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thanks.
Is there any other assistance that Moss Point Manor could offer you? A broom of
Yeah, I
flying,
believe
perhaps?
so.
No.
That would be so great. I love flying.
A Nimbus 9000.
Oh my god.
Nimbus!
Oh.
Just to add more references to the mix. But do feel free. You don't have to necessarily answer right now, but should anything spring to mind that we might be able to help with, do please let us know.
Thank you.
Certainly, if the reports match up to your expectations, then you will have done us a great service in removing this entity. In fact, if I may, what did you find most useful for bringing it forth and then removing it?
Oh.
Well, the most useful thing to bring it forth was when I stuck my head in the cauldron and I was like, hey, is anybody in there?
Right.
Yes,
And there was. So that worked.
it did. And more forceful type of damaging magic seemed to do the trick. Obviously, necrotic anti-life magics would not be expected to work, so we skipped that
Naturally.
altogether.
Naturally.
I see.
Something strong enough to disrupt its form is what I found to be effective.
Very well. And she kind of just pulls a quill from the inside of her robe and scribbles a few notes in one of the books on her hip. Well, that is certainly very useful. Thank you. And please, if you have other things to do, do not let me keep you. I will be returning to research shortly and spreading this information throughout Moss Point Manor. In addition to, I believe you said the Genasi you had noticed perhaps might have come under the influence of this?
Yes, they were tired and unpleasant, I just assumed.
Right. No, that's fair enough. It's not uncommon for a student to be tired and irritable, but also, given the current circumstances, we will certainly look into it. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely do that. Look into it.
Yes.
Me over here, Mad Dash trying to find the Mitch notes in World Anvil. Where are they? I know they're here.
They should be in session reports.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that. It's hard to do when you're also trying to do I need to say anything over here? Do I need to say anything?
But it's fine.
Anyway.
I know you know. But yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Research, obviously. There's books right here.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Back into town?
Oh, and gonna just reach out and grab that magical component pouch. Not even
Yeah.
ask. Mine. This is mine now.
Excellent.
Okay.
I don't believe I've had a chance to officially add it for character sheet stuff, but I will get that as soon as possible.
Sounds great. I mean, obviously she'll let other people use it, but you know, like the wizard's gonna pass up a way to get components.
Absolutely. It's spellcasting related. That might.
It's not
I
like
don't
she would just
already
like
have
take
one.
a desperately needed diamond and just put it in her pocket and never mention it to anybody. Wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Cool. I am just going to send you a link to it so you have it to hand. There you go.
So nice. All right. What do you want? Investigation? A history?
For
For research. You gave us
Oh,
books.
yes.
I'm doing
Apologies,
my
you're
job.
researching. Um,
Is this a
I-
walk-in research?
Mm.
Is it a walk-in research?
We going back to town? Let them know the good deeds have been good deeded.
Sure. We'll walk and read. Walk and read. Rip has 2 cords, one on each one of her horns, and he's directing her foot.
Amazing.
For a little ratatouille action up
I
there.
was about to say big ratatouille.
Absolutely.
action.
Teamwork.
So I will say, give me an Arcana check, please, Linger, as it is a magical entity.
16.
16. Okay. Well, and of course you do have books here helping you, so it is a bit easier. But as well, you have your own knowledge of creatures and magical beings and entities. And using kind of a few of the books and piecing things together, you do come across an entry in one of the books that seems to be sort of like a... It's like, it's not necessarily a completed bestiary, it's more of a, this is what we have encountered, this is what the signs were, this is what it has been named and we believe it to be, kind of thing. Like, this is what matches the closest description to what we encountered. And you start piecing together from a few of the other entries in other books as well as this. The closest thing which matches what you have encountered is, of course, drumroll please, it's an Alep! Whoa! Who'da thought that? Big shock reveal to all of you now. But you would know from kind of these entries into the books that generally an Alep is created when an inquisitive creature uncovers a secret that a powerful being does not want uncovered, and was cursed by the curse that was placed on this knowledge, and the power of said curse was too much for this creature to bear, and destroyed its corporeal form. Best these other investigators and note-takers and book writers are able to ascertain, they believe the way an Alep operates is that it attempts to pass on this information to someone else, killing the new learner of the secret and allowing the Alep to pass on finally.
Fun.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, cool out of character.
Terrifying
would-
in character.
Yeah.
You would also have a few notes here and there around Aleps that kind of common symptoms of Alep attacks are hearing whispers in the night as this ghost tries to influence you into finding this information, which can often lead to fervent research, which often the researcher doesn't remember doing, in addition to, just general student behavior, refusing to eat, sleep, and drink until the research has concluded, and other such manic behavior that, kind of matches what's been going on in town. How bizarre. Crazy, that.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
What a bizarre adventure you're on. Duh, duh.
All right,
yeah.
well. Okay.
I'm so mad at you.
She will.
Good. I don't care. I see what makes you clap.
Fuck on! Sorry, Lindsay.
I don't get the reference, so it's fine.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Wait. She shares the stuff that was said,
Yes.
so you guys all know.
Oh,
The
wow.
easy way of disseminating information to other party members.
Walk and talk and read and talk and walk. She's reading out loud.
While Rip steers.
Yep. I mean, he's not always great at it, so she still like stumbles and stuff because he can't be like, oh, there's a fucking
Yeah.
thing in the road. So,
What's the signal for pothole?
so it's not a perfect system, but it keeps her like on the road and not
Maybe
running trees.
Chester will walk behind, and when sees like a big obstacle, just sort of like pick her up, put her over it, continue on. There you go.
She'll allow that. Thank you. Thank you.
Occasionally, Linger nearly walks into someone and Rip's just road rage, swearing at them as they walk past. Use your indicators!
This is the passing lane.
Good question. What side of the road do we drive on here?
The
It is-
middle. Only ever
Okay.
the middle.
Only the middle.
That's unique. I dig it.
But yeah, you guys are heading back into town. Where are you heading to? In Bellcrest.
I mean, we all know that we love the Grickle. So going to the, what was it, the Rusty Bucket? Can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Rusty Trombone.
Crusty Bucket. Crusty Bucket.
You head over to the Krusty Bucket.
That's like a merger for the Krusty Krab and the Chum Bucket.
It must be.
It's like those like combination KFC and like
Taco Bell's.
like Taco Bell's, yeah.
Yeah, and then we can go see Officer Aronith Jazzass.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for being so nice to my names.
I'm just reading.
No, I know.
my-
No, I remember it being jazz ass.
Okay, so you head to the tavern.
Mhm. If Chester stands outside and plays his saxophone all jazzy, does that summon Jazzass to us?
No,
But-
that summons his brother Jazz Hands.
What about jazz feet?
Well,
Oh, no,
that just
he's,
opens up a
he's
whole
in
lot of
capital.
questions for me about what a Jazzass is. This is Jazz Hands. Old school twerking discovered.
Absolutely. Bear with me while everything freezes.
Okay.
You enter the tavern. What are you
Is that
guys
where the
actually
guy
doing in the
was?
tavern? Well, that's where the bartender was.
Okay, well, why are we in the tavern?
We don't have to be in the tavern. That was purely just
Yeah, we need to go where
me
Jazz is.
saying a place that we know of. So
Oh, wait a second. We didn't want to go to the tavern. We wanted to go to the Mr. Jazz Butt, whatever his name was. Gregory Jazz Butt, I believe his name
Chester
was.
dies.
Oh, avenge me.
we go.
So you... Oh,
to the
my bad.
barracks.
Just
Maybe?
smacking the spring of my microphone stand with my watch. Cool. So, you are heading to the barracks then, presumably? Or at least the guard
Please.
post in town?
Yeah.
Having briefly
great.
walked towards the crusty bucket.
Just habitual walking, like you're walking and you're talking and you're not really paying
Yeah.
attention. You wind up there and you're like, oh wait, this isn't where we meant to
When you
go.
accidentally drive to your old job.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. You're on autopilot.
Yep.
Okay.
It's happened. It's happened to me.
Nice. You head on over and are of course recognized. It's quite distinguishable, the group walking around with the albino tiefling, the very large bugbear, the walking suit of armor, and the wet one. With antlers or horns. Horns? Antlers.
They're antlers.
Antlers, yeah.
The wet one.
Hey,
Well,
it's either that
you're
or
the one who
slip and
described
slide.
her as just eternally wet.
Damp, moist,
I didn't
The
say
moist
that.
one.
moist Mira.
She who is always moist.
No, I liked like what Ethan said, slip and slide. That's pretty funny.
The moist lady.
Ugh.
You head through to where you do eventually find Commander Jazas Aranath.
Come here,
Oh, that's his first name.
Yes. The
We have
Triton.
vanquished the foe.
There's just like the slow look up from whatever he was reading.
He pulls out the vial and just holds it. Yes, does not look like much at this juncture, but I swear to God, he almost killed me, this thing.
There's like, it's the look of slight disbelief of as he's looking up at the start, and then the vial's produced, and there's the moment of maybe. And he just- and this would be
Well, just to keep it in the most simplest of terms, something we'll call a ghost. I understand if my word is not enough, we have not worked together long. So if you wish to conform with the good people over at the school, you are welcome to do so. But they will let you know, I am sure, that the foe has been vanquished and your town should be at peace once more, thanks to us.
So what you're telling me is the people were potentially correct in thinking that we were haunted by a ghost, and the ghost was causing the insomnia. Is that what I'm understanding from you?
If you want to boil it down into its most simple terms, you
I'm
could
just
probably
trying to
say-
piece the information together. Mostly.
Yeah. That's let's go with that.
You've-
yeah.
You've
like
walked
that.
in here and said we fought a ghost. You're saved.
Exactly. I'm
Untrue.
hands.
Which is
I
the
will say.
truth.
Well, if Warden says it, I will say,
I mean-
Chester, give us a persuasion check, because why not? It's always fun to make bards do persuasion checks.
Oh man. A
Wow.
+7 gave me a
With
10.
+7.
just wait for them to go validate the information.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah,
peasy.
I will certainly send word to the school. And he kind of looks to one of the other guards stood in one of the corners of the room and just nods at him. They nod back and salute, leave the room. Not that I don't necessarily believe you, but perhaps they might have some more
Fine.
insight.
It's
but
fine,
also
sir. I hope.
a little backup to the story of, again, no offense, but
No.
4 people who have quite literally just strolled into town.
It is my hope that one day these sorts of steps will not be needed, but in the interim, I do understand.
We're saving up for a new CCTV system, but, you know.
Very well.
Well, I thank you for that. Might we also have the vial so that we can see if what you say matches? We do have a single mage in the ranks who might be able to clarify
Well,
or
just as-
confirm the identity.
Just as you did need to verify some things, I'm afraid this will have to remain in our possession, rather. Sometimes I say words incorrectly. As we do believe this is the safest place it could be, as we are the ones who dispatch this creature. You'll understand, I'm sure. You can look at it if you want. Yeah, see? Pretty cool. Glittery.
Very
You
well.
look at the eyes, though, not with your hands.
Love Chester.
Perhaps I could summon our mage here and he can look at it here. And that way,
Very well.
whilst it may momentarily leave your possession, it will still be within your sight. And
Yes, this is trust building at its finest. Thank you, Commander.
excellent. And he looks at one of the other guards in the room, nods, and they turn and leave. So, please do explain somewhat further. You went to Moss Point Manor and fought
Yes.
You?
a ghost.
Yes.
Well, there were other things. We did some research. We spoke with many of the professors and the students. One professor was more or less, I wouldn't say possessed, more as just drastically influenced by the entity. We did have to take care of that situation.
Take
Let's see, what
care,
else?
meaning...
Oh, they're dead.
Right.
The most permanent sort of taking care of that one can do. Unless you wanted more students to die. I mean,
No,
I
no.
don't. I am
course
a
not.
fan of the educational system and people being able to learn in an environment where they're not murdered. I'm actually specifically a fan of not being murdered while you study.
No, absolutely.
Of course, that can be part of the report that you get from the school and yada yada. Chester, take over. She
Yeah, you
steps back. She's
understand,
like, I'm bad at this.
You want to make an owlbear omelet with some glittery ectoplasm, you're going to have to break a few eggs. The egg in question, of course, being the dead teacher in this case.
Right. Okay. At which point...
Thank you.
And we folded it like an
It
omelet.
is okay. You're right.
At which point, you see a lovely elf lady enter the room with the guard from earlier. And Jazzass just... Chester, wasn't it?
Yes, Chester Fields. Pleased to meet you again.
Would you mind terribly providing the vial?
Of course, of course. What is your name, young mage, wizard,
Entity,
cleric.
person, thing. What are you? Are you?
Person, place, or
Everything's
thing.
frozen again.
Uh-oh.
Am I still good for you guys?
Yeah.
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 Cool. You guys didn't freeze. It was just everything else on my computer momentarily froze. It's
Mm.
going well today. This month of streaming is a good month of streaming.
It's
Oh,
only
nice.
the 7th.
Oh, that's sad now. Sadder.
Mitch, when's our break?
Yeah, I was gonna
Literally
say, is there any
just about to
chance we
happen. I
All right.
just looked at the time. I'm just grabbing the name for you, or I can come back with the name after the break.
Ooh, name reveal.
Yeah. let's do
Cliffhanger.
that.
Yeah, cliffhanger.
She walks into the room and says, "Well, I am, and that is where we're going to take our break. Find out
Perfect.
next time on Dragon Ball Z."
Ah!
Yeah,
Rolling.
we're going to take a quick break. We will see everyone back here in 10 minutes. Bye!
Bye.
And break screen! Hello. Let me double check. There's actually a Zoom source on this screen before you guys start talking. Yes, there is. It's a new audio setup. I apologize. I didn't think things through fully when I was panicking and mad rushing to get everything ready. But we're back. And obviously, before the break, and before we actually jump back in, hello, Max, and thank you for the 1,000-bit cheer with your New Year bit attack, as well as the gifted sub. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Max.
Thanks, Max.
Love you, buddy.
I think... Hold on, let me scroll. I feel like I saw something else happen earlier. No? Maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe I'm just hinting at you guys doing... No, I'm joking. But, you know, follow and subscribe. Why not? You're here now. Trap yourselves in the monotony of having to watch us every other weekend. We love the content. No, I'm joking. We do. I do like... I'm just British. If ever there were an excuse for my behavior, it's just, I'm sorry, I'm British.
I'm sorry, I'm Canadian.
That's why I am the way I am.
I'm American. I'm not.
Oh my god.
I'm not sorry, and I don't have to be sorry.
Oh my god.
Well, 2 world wars.
Oh my god.
And with that, as I pour generic, unbranded food drink that keeps me well fed through these sessions into unmarked tankard. Well, marked, but small enough marked that you can't see. We will jump back in as Linger is sat to the side updating notes. Transferring notes from new sources and other temporary sources from when everything was happening all at once. Notes were scribbled down quickly into main notebook. And this elf magic user enters the room ready to have a look at your vial. And of course, Chester asked for her name. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, she finally introduces herself. With a slight head bow. She says, hello, I am Kefira.
Fear, a pleasure to meet you. Now that we are acquainted, I feel much more comfortable when you see my glittery ooze.
Glances at the captain, who just gives her a reassuring smile. Excellent. Why don't you place it on the desk?
I can't think of a reason why. So here you go.
It's mine now. Robs you and runs away. She heads over to where you've placed it and pulls from a pouch on her belt what seems to be a somewhat small, dotted with very small gems, like a magnifying glass, before pulling out what seems to be a small handful of spell components, and you watch she kind of mutters into her hand whilst motioning as if she's kind of crushing them in her hand, sprinkles what seems to be dust now effectively on this magnifying glass, which flashes briefly, and she brings it close to the vial and starts having a look.
Please allow your oohs and ahs to flow freely.
And after a brief moment, she stands up. You see the glow beginning to fade from the magnifying glass, and she... Well, it certainly seems to be some form of ooze, as you say, that has been left behind by some sort of spectral entity. Certain. It would, of course, and she kind of turns back to the commander. I would say this matches up with other descriptions and leavings behinds of ghosts, yes. And he just nods. Not that I doubted you, but I'm sure you understand.
Yes, I'm very understanding in general.
Always good to have a second opinion. At which point, the door opens once more, and the previous guard who had been dismissed steps into the room, salutes, and on realizing there's no conversation currently underway, or at the very least, a lull in the conversations. Pardon my interrupting, Captain. We've spoken with Ramira. She has corroborated their story. Kind of salutes again as the captain nods. Well, there you go. Once again, as before. And is just kind of looking at Chester, assuming something else is about to happen.
Well, now that we have that settled, perhaps we can move on to the dispensation of wealth in terms of the goodies you promised us for this job completed.
Yes, I suppose we could. First things first, in the interest of a completed report, so, you confirm that this was in attendance at Moss Point Manor. You were accosted by not just a ghost, but a teacher who had come under the influence of said creature and was not in or of sound mind when he attacked you. Am my understanding right?
Check in check.
I see. And you attempted to subdue them first, I would hope. Before the kill.
Of course, sir. We are always aim for the least violent solution at first, and when that inevitably fails, we go straight to murder.
Well, given that the other reports have checked out, and given that there's not a trail of bodies that lead all the way to Moss Point Manor and back, I am inclined to believe you. There are, somewhat understandably, no other witnesses other than yourselves, but the rest has matched description, and we do have confirmation from the teachers at the school. Ramira has informed us as well that, as he kind of looks at a piece of paper that has been handed to him by this guard who returned from Moss Point Manor, she has confirmed and corroborated that you attended her immediately after this incident had occurred, correct?
Correct.
And she notes here that she had conducted her own investigation of the teacher within the school. So, it would seem that she notes several defensive markings on both this teacher and the surrounding area that would match the report that you gave her and has subsequently been passed to us. So, this ghost had the ability to influence people's minds, and you believe this is what was connected to the insomnia and the nightmares that have been plaguing the village.
Yes, that appears to be the case. All our investigating and nosity appears to point in that general direction. Yes, sir.
I see. Were you able to uncover anything else about this incident surrounding the Dragonborn boy?
How do you mean exactly? I do believe it was the influence that affected the Dragonborn, if that is what you are referring.
Just effectively, yes. It was if there had been any
Okay.
sort of information that had come to light in your investigation of the school and presumably of him as well, as it had propped up in our discussion previously.
Well, perhaps I could confer with my colleagues for a moment, and we'll see if we could come up with anything that might assuage you. Will you give us a moment alone?
I would prefer if it remained within this room.
Okay, feel free to step out then. I don't mind.
With us in it. Or at least myself.
So you're saying no to my request. And we had come so far, and this bridge of trust we have built has started to crumble. Well, I understand.
My apologies, but we are in the middle of attempting to form a factually correct report.
True. He's gonna lean over to whisper, linger and whisper in her ear. You think we should tell him everything? I have a sort of a general distrust of authority figures, particularly those in the sort of field of law enforcement.
I see no reason to withhold information, especially if it's going to drag this out more than I think any of us would like. Are there certain aspects you specifically feel uncomfortable?
Well, just the whole sands thing and telling us to seek them out, that sort of idea, because if we tell them to seek out the sands and then they start seeking the sands, and then, well, if we got to seek them, then there's going to be double seekers, and then that gets messy.
Oh, yes, I agree. I don't think that's pertinent to what they need to know.
Okay, good. That's I'm kind of thinking that. Thank you for verifying. He'll turn back to no. I believe we have told you everything of relevance.
Very well. In that case, I will have this sent over to Moss Point Manor for them to corroborate and perhaps add any further insight from themselves. In the meantime, and he stands up from behind the desk that he's been sat behind this entire time and kind of brushes the creases out of the clothes a little bit from how he's been sitting, pulls a ring of keys out. Please, accompany me. And starts heading out of a different door that you've not been through before.
A new door.
A new
Gasp.
door.
Where did
Well,
this door
obviously
come
we
from?
stand up excited and dust off our
Yeah,
travel clothes and sally forth.
100%.
More doors.
Love doors.
He leads you through into effectively like almost like one of those, I always just call them airlock chambers, because it's kind of like you go in through one door, there's the little buffer zone, and then another door on the other end. But if I'd have said he leads you into an airlock, you'd have been like, what kind of world is this? But he
True.
heads over to the door on the opposite end of this very short chamber and slides a key into the lock, ushers you in, and relating to your requests previously. Do bear with me, I'm just scrolling back through my records. I believe I had it noted here somewhere. Yes. Yes. In my notes, under all your moss are belong to us reward list.
Perfect.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Do what I can.
Oh no, that opens very small. That's not what I need.
Thanks,
there we go.
Lindsay.
That's just
Yeah, I
a
do what I
Discord
can.
thing. In the interest of your previous requests, unfortunately we were not able to procure a broom that would grant you the ability to fly.
Right.
Regrettably.
Mhm.
However, we have been able to arrange the alchemy supplies in addition to procuring the stone you requested. And just bear with me one moment while I double check this thing that will not load properly.
Yeah. I also have a lot of problems loading sometimes.
My brain's
Mentally,
buffering.
emotionally.
The necklace that was requested.
Yes. That was me, I do believe.
In addition, I have been able to arrange a small payment, and it kind of heads over to what seems to be like a cabinet, opens the door and slides like a small coffer out, brings it over to a table in front of you, and slides another key in, unlocks it. There is a small payment of 50 gold pieces each.
Ooh. Those kinds. This the whole time he's been eyeing where he's like keeping the keys and like which key opens what, you know, just in case.
I'll say make a perception check to see how keenly.
I'm not great at that, but 17.
Cool. You're keeping a pretty close eye on this. This has been provided to us from the capital, Dura. The note remains with them that you have helped us and other items that had been requested for yourselves. In the meantime, barring inability to procure anything for the other two, we have these from our guard barracks, which may prove useful to you. They are new. They had come in for the new recruits, but we had a small handful less than expected this year, so we had a few spares. And he produces a pair of belts, which have small hooks on the sides, which have little stoppers hanging from them. It's rather useful, and we carry them around when we go on bigger patrols or exploring the wider area. It's a minorly enchanted belt. The cork can resize itself to fit any mouth of any potion vial, and you can attach a potion vial to the belt for quicker access.
Oh, very cool. Who are these for?
For you two.
Oh, me.
Warden and Mura, I believe.
Yeah, that's my name. That's his
believe
name.
the other two were able to have their requests fulfilled. For the most part. And kind of looks over at Linger, who'd given, like, 3 things like, this, maybe this, you know. All would be nice, but if I can only get one, cool.
Mine is, just so the chat knows that I've never heard this word said out loud, the periapet of wound closure.
The
Oh,
PP of wound
nice.
closure.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes. And for everyone in chat, and those of you who haven't come across it before, but this actually should be available to you guys in D&D Beyond. So all of the stuff today, with the exception of Linger's new pouch, I've added it in. It's from the Griffin Saddlebag. Hello, Griffin, even though you're probably
Thank
not
you.
watching, but please do watch us. I like your stuff. It's a... I think it's the Alchemist's Belt, he called it. And you can stopper 2 potions onto it for use as a bonus action. So it's a nice way of implementing probably one of the most popular house rules of allowing people to drink potions as a bonus action. But not every potion. You have a limited number that you're able to use, but you can always, once you've drunk it, place new ones on there in between. So I quite like that, given my potion drinking rules, which haven't really come into play yet.
We have not done potion drinking. Well, we did, but not like in combat.
Right,
Hmm.
who makes them? I keep forgetting.
Now you can, you've got alchemist supplies.
Yeah. Thank God.
Well,
Something to do on those long nights. Just
oh yeah.
instead of staring at friends.
Just talk to Warden.
Just staring at Warden. But Warden has to go inactive, doesn't he? Whereas
For rest
Linger doesn't
or-
need to sleep.
No, but she has to be doing like light activities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's staring. One way or
Warden
another,
has to
staring
power
at
down.
something.
Well, yeah.
He
Basically,
goes
it's
into standby.
Yeah, I'm still technically awake. I just can't be doing
Yeah.
anything. So yeah.
You stare at Warden and Warden stares back.
Yes. Stare long enough into the Warden and something will eventually stare back.
Truly.
From the Stygian deeps. But yes, he, I thank you for assisting us, and do please feel free to stay around in case the problem is not fully solved, or if you have business elsewhere, that is of course understandable. But you have done a great service to us on this day, so perhaps should the need arise again, we may send word for you.
Stranger things have happened, I do believe, and I thank you.
And he kind of ushers you back into the main room that you'd been discussing in previously. What would you guys like to do?
That is a good question. Actually, can I ask this guy one question before we leave?
Unacceptable. No, he dies.
Oh, no.
My heart!
So, just, for my own curiosity's sake, what could you perhaps tell me anything regarding the... He's actually having this pause in his brain. The clock tower ruins. Anything of interest there for adventurers such as ourselves?
The Clock Tower Ruins. Well, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I suppose it depends what sort of information you're looking for regarding the ruins. Are you planning on going over to have a look? It's, I suppose, quite the landmark in town. People do often visit.
Well, I and my compatriots here probably going to sit down, decide what to do next, but if we had this on the list with perhaps some interesting tidbits, Couldn't wait.
Fair enough. In essence, the elven wizard who established Moss Point Manor also constructed for the town of Belcrest a large monolith of stone with a clock set into it, a magical clock which would always perfectly tell the time. There was, during the many battles which often occur throughout history, as history is wont to do, at one point the tower itself, as it came to be known, the monolith, was destroyed, but much of it still remains somewhat buried in the rubble and the ground now itself, but for the most part, the top part, which contained the clock, remained unharmed and untouched, and the clock still keeps perfect time.
All right. Interesting.
And the
tidbits, as
Balrog
always happens.
lingers beneath it.
All right. Well, that's.
But that's not important.
No. He's a busy demon, so you probably got to stay on time. Yes. All right. Well, I am.
It's
I am
simply
sated.
become a place of interest purely for the fact that it should have been destroyed and yet it still functions. It's presumably just tells to great magical power and the ability of the wizard who constructed it, I suppose, that it has been able to withstand that and still maintain its enchantment.
Cool. Well, Warden, Linger, Muir, do you have any thing you'd like to ask this gentleman?
Content. Thank you for checking in.
I feel like I'm doing a lot of the talking, so I do not wish to do so
You're
all the
good
time.
at it. Yeah,
Well, thank
no,
you,
but
thank
you're
you, yeah.
better
Very
than
articulate.
any of us at talking.
I'm socially
the-
awkward.
That was out of character. That was my
This
out of
arrangement
character
works for
feeling.
me.
Sleeping in.
God, you're just constantly talking for everyone in the party. Ugh, you're that guy. Ugh.
We've
You're the
talked about
bard
it.
in a
Lindsay is like,
party
yeah.
of
Always
low
feel like
charisma
that.
characters.
Yeah, next time. Maybe. Just kill Chester and you won't have to deal with it. I'll come back with real low.
And
You're
no
welcome.
one
No, no,
ever
no.
talks.
No.
Mm.
No.
Yes, don't make
Please.
Lindsay be the face again.
Please. No.
Cool. So, with the information about the clock tower, what would you guys like to do?
I'm not saying anything.
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry. Repeat the options for me again. I was typing notes.
Does anyone have any options of any things they would like to do? There is, of course, continuing your research. You can head back to Moss Point,
No.
see
I'm
what they've
gonna
gathered for you.
Put a pin in the research for a while. I feel like
Maybe
that's
kill some
kind of-
more teachers, I don't know.
There's the classic, clock tower sounds cool, but also classic, go to the tavern and see if anyone needs, I don't know, rats in the basement of the tavern to be killed. That sort of
I
thing.
do have some things to sell, I believe.
Shopping montage, yeah.
So
Woo!
Actually, I have to. I'll be right
Shopping
back.
episode.
Yes, do the shopping. I will be right back.
Tavern seems like a good option to sit down and kind of collect ourselves and look for more work, listen to some gossip, do some shopping, because you can just drop off the people who aren't good at shopping. We could
I
plan a trip to the tower.
I can take the time to tune to my new, and he sort of holds it out. My new necklace, pretty nice, right?
It's lovely.
You know what? I
Brings
should.
out your eyes.
I should perhaps let you all know, just because it could be relevant information, that while I wear this pendant, I stabilize whenever I am dying at the start of my turn, whatever a turn is, I'm not sure. In addition, when I roll hit points to regain hit points, double the number of hit points it restores, which is pretty cool. It says here right on the label.
I do
so
love it when they include the tags.
less likely to die with my 18 hit points, which, if we level up, maybe those hit points will go up.
Who knows? Who's to say?
This is a level 3 campaign only. 2 years
Anyways, it's
long,
been
only
fun.
level 3.
It's been fun playing with you all. I hope you all continued success in your future endeavors.
And yet, you now fight the Demogorgon at level 3. Go! But yeah, you can head to tavern and split so Warden can stomp off into the shops.
Sure.
If that is how you wish to go about this.
Is there anything I need? Don't really think.
Sense of poison rationality.
No. Yeah. Pretty set up.
Fair enough.
Wait, do I have these tools? Yeah, okay.
I think you do. I feel like you've done lots.
I do, yeah.
Before.
I have a crystal ball from.
Yep, I remember that.
Were we gonna sell that?
Unless you wanted it, I think is what we said. If you wanted it, fine. If you didn't, also fine.
Fast forward to Warden just bludgeoning the big bad evil guy to death with a crystal ball.
That's kind of why I wanted the big book, actually.
I look into your future and I see death.
Yeah, no, I have 2 things to sell then.
Excellent. What are you selling?
So I took an extra greatsword.
Nice.
Because I got 2 martial weapons, and it's like I already use a greatsword, so I just figured I'd sell it.
Walking around like a really cumbersome witcher with 2 great swords on your back.
Oh man. Let's see. How much would they be willing to buy that for?
How used is it?
I don't think hardly. I mean, I haven't used it at all, so.
I would say... 1 second. Got an itchy nose, and I'm trying to find things. Just too many sensory things happening to me at once. What was I in the middle of doing? I was doing this, yes. Mechanical keyboard, go brr. I mean, if it's not being used or anything like that, that's not a price. That's a weight. Where's my prices gone? There they are. Probably give you rolls dice to create tension. 35 gold.
I will take that. Let's see. No
I actually
haggling,
have
nothing.
a diamond from earlier on too. Maybe I could sell that. I have this diamond. Perhaps I could sell this diamond. It's worth between 20 and 70 gold. I'm not 100% sure.
It's up to you
I
guys. Do
did
you
a-
want to keep a potentially 20 to 70 gold diamond?
He's gonna hold it up in front of Linger just in case she needs it for something. That's a
am I
little.
there?
That's a little meta. This is like as we're breaking up, he was gonna give this to maybe Warden to sell.
May I see that for?
Oh, sure, please.
Put it in her palm and like flip it over and look at it. Ripple jump down and he's got a teeny tiny little jeweler's thing.
Loop.
Yep, and he'll give a thumbs up. If you're just going to sell this, I could just give you the gold value for it. I could use it for my spell casting.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm curious what spell would need this diamond, just as a fellow spellcaster.
Please pause while I look at my spell log, because I don't remember.
But yeah. Yeah, that's a short answer.
Believe the chromatic orb. So a spell that creates a sort of mass of energy that sort of
Is that
morphs.
100 gold?
I don't remember, dude. Don't make me click through. Let me stop the play so that I can look at all of these things. Good
Do it.
God. Let's detect my turn. A diamond worth at least 50 gold pieces.
Oh, 50. Nice.
Says DMD Beyond.
Yeah. All right.
That's
He,
right.
you know
I will
what?
be sassy about it.
Since you saved my life and all, you can have it for 49 gold.
Oh, that is truly generous of you.
Please, please.
She will count out 49 gold exactly. And I will add the diamond and remove 49 gold.
There you go.
Other possessions.
In-game shop scene.
And
Or
now
in-party
the
shop
diamonds.
scene,
The diamond's not going to work for the spell because you only paid 49 gold for it. So,
even.
buyer beware, I guess.
Good monkey swap.
The amount of times I had
No,
that
it's what
come
it's
up.
worth. Not
Oh, yeah. That's true.
When I've had people in my games before be like, well, if I pay 100 for it,
Then you're
surely
stupid.
then it's worth 100. I'm like, well, no, you're just an asshole. You're just trying to be clever or funny, and actually you're wrong. Because
actually
according to
worth-
the rules it's written.
Worth 50 to who? Like, if you're on a desert island and you got no food, it's worth nothing.
It's true.
Is there any armor for sale?
It would be very basic armor, kind of leather, that sort of thing. More light than anything else really on sale here. It's not necessarily a hub of trade and vast goods.
Shame.
Like, there was a lot of pain in the eyes of the merchant giving you 30 gold for a greatsword. But there was the slight flicker of maybe I can sell it to someone else for more and make that back.
In that case, I'm gonna hold on to the crystal ball then. So, completely fuck over the economy of this small town.
When Warden's finished with them, they're going to have to go back to trading goats. Cool. So, while Warden stomps off to sort out all of that, you head over to the tavern.
Well, ladies, do you have any preference to where we proceed to next? You know what we haven't really discussed. Are we proceeding together next? We seem to work well together, I will say that much.
I see no reason not to continue going as we are going ahead, no real plans of my own, and seeing as we now share this information about the sands, it much as you pointed out earlier, the less people that know about it, the more opportunity we would have to be the ones to uncover whatever there is to be uncovered. So perhaps working together in that vein would be wise.
I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. I probably could agree a little more, but I'm saving some agreements just in case I need it for later.
Again, very wise, very wise.
And Mia, you're very quiet. Do you not want to join her?
She's coloring right now.
Oh yes, apologies. I know it gets deep into her books.
It really does. We try not to interrupt her when she's really focused like that. It's good for her.
Well, could I get you both a drink while we're waiting?
I think that would be acceptable.
All right. What do you have?
Ale, a honeyed ale if they have it. A ginger ale would also.
Honey ginger ale. Ooh,
Yes, please.
that's an interesting combo. I might have one myself. Mia, could I get you a drink?
What? Oh, just water.
Water?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, one water. Water. All right, he'll go up and get the ladies a drink, and for himself, he's gonna get.
You can see there is a small piece of parchment kind of nailed to a small box that's on the counter with daily specials that has a selection of drinks on it if you're interested.
Very interested.
So you can see in today's specials there is a red dragon's breath. There is a troll's blood. And there is something that just simply says leftovers.
What's the most expensive?
The most expensive would likely be the Angry Smith is the most expensive.
Since he's a fancy man with very refined tastes, of course, he's gonna get one of those for himself and the other two drinks for the ladies. Excuse me, Garcani, if you could please come over here a moment. I'd like to order a drink or three.
Turns slowly and dramatically, the hair billows out, sparkle on the teeth as he grins.
This guy.
That's what happens when you come to the crusty bucket. That's why that bucket's always crusty.
Ew.
You go to the crusty bucket for the experience of being at the crusty bucket. And he saunters over to you. I don't remember his voice, it's been too long. What do you
It's
have?
silky and velvety.
It is.
Probably.
So silky and velvety.
So velvety.
Almost ASMR.
Almost.
Yeah.
What can I get?
Well, sir, I will have one of a water, first and foremost. Then I will
That'll
have
be 30 gold.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have a honey ginger ale, and then one of these, your most finest of drinks that I totally remember the name you said all of 30 seconds ago.
The Angry Smith.
The Angry Smith.
Alright. That'll be 2 copper for the ale. And 5 for the Angry Smith.
Here you are. Take a silver piece, my good man.
Well, you're very kind.
I am very kind. It's
Winks
nice
at
of you to
you.
notice.
Anime sparkles as he winks.
Nice.
Are we having a charisma off? Is that what we're doing here today?
Do it.
Yeah.
Who's more
I'll
charming?
roll.
Okay, Chester's gonna crank it up and wink back at the.
Hell yeah.
What do you want? A charisma roll?
Yeah.
Straight charisma.
Well, this just
Alright.
place so
Give me the-
steamy that we could have fresh rice.
Give me the
Not very good.
straightest charisma you can while you hit on this guy.
Yeah. Not the best in the world. Despite my 17 charisma, 11 total.
Oh god. Why?
He probably threw me off my game a bit.
Absolutely. As he's returning with this frothing mug of ale, you see some of it kind of trickles down the side of the tankard, and he just delicately licks it off the tip of his finger and just could use a bit more work.
Jesus. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Bow. Bartender does have all the sass, indeed. But he produces the water and the ale before bringing forwards a glass of what seems to be white liquid, kind of filled about halfway up. And he
It's not viscous, is it?
no, not particularly. Reaches under the bar and pulls out a bottle of what appears to be some form of distilled grain alcohol from the looks of it. Fills up the rest and kind of pours it into a wooden tankard. Places a small lid on top and gives a little bit of a shake before grabbing a bowl from under the counter and pouring it all out into the bowl and reaching to the side to bring up a small vial with a little stopper in it and just a few dashes into the top of the light foam at the top of the drink. Slides the bowl over to you.
Most kind. That was an impressive display of barmanship.
It always is.
Oh boy. Chester turns around and takes the drinks back.
I look forward to serving you again.
Yes, so again, yeah. He's gonna sit down. You ever meet one of those guys who just can't turn it off? Jeez.
Like turn off lights or
The light of his personality, I guess, yeah.
do personalities have lights?
The shiny ones.
Huh. No, I don't think I've ever met anyone with personality lights. I feel like I would remember.
All right,
Because-
well,
They sparkle, right? So
yeah, like a vampire.
what? First of all, I've never met a vampire in my life. Second of all, I didn't know that they sparkled. But now that I know that, I'm gonna keep that on record for future reference. It's gonna appear in the old iron cage, the old noggin of
The
knowledge.
impenetrable fortress that is Mira's brain.
The noggin of knowledge. I like that.
The noggin of knowledge. Yeah. That way, next time I see someone that sparkles, I'll be like, vampire, and I'll just run at them with the garlic potatoes, because like vampires can't have garlic.
Yeah, common misconception. Garlic is for ghosts.
What do you use against vampires?
Silver bullets.
Okay. Back up in the old noggin of knowledge.
Yep.
All right. Well,
I like that Linga's just silently observing this conversation.
Oh yeah.
she's
Just
like, we're fucking morons.
no, it's fun for her. She's just sipping her honey ginger ale and
Well, Mira is not going to remember any of this, so you don't have any fear of her trying to kill a vampire with a silver bullet or She might remember the sparkly thing though, because she likes sparkly things. Well, so are you saying that you think that the bartender is a vampire because he can't turn it off?
I do not believe he's a vampire. No.
That's just standing ominously over Chester with, is it?
Chester puts his collar up a little bit more, just in case.
This bears greater investigation later, honestly.
What if the invisible owlbear is a vampire?
Oh my god, who said that?
It was the
What
reverse
if?
flash. It's always him.
It's the reverse flash. What is reverse flash's power?
Runs backwards.
So
He
far.
runs
It's just
backwards?
exactly the same as the Flash.
How is he reverse then?
Because
He
he's
runs so
evil!
slow.
I have to say that like the more I learn about like comic Flash lore, the more and more I hate it.
We just like lost two
Look,
viewers
man.
because they're obviously
Oh,
clearly
man.
really big Flash fans, and we just
Look,
They
man,
just-
the Flash runs
so
real
bad.
fast, and the Flash villains all run real fast, with the exception of that dude who has a gun that shoots ice, and that dude who has a gun that shoots fire.
do they shoot the gun? Do they shoot at the same speed as the
Yeah,
Flash?
they're
though?
buddies. No, not really.
So you just have a gut. Okay.
It's just
Also,
a dude.
apparently the color of their lightning whenever they run depends, like, is how fast they are. Which that seems like an unnecessary arms race of lightning color.
Yeah, you run out of
like-
colors real quick.
Unnecessary arms race of lightning.
What is the fastest color of lightning?
It's
I
gotta
don't
be
care.
like yellow, right?
No, apparently like yellow's the slowest.
I think it
Well,
was
I need to
white.
know
I don't
because-
remember.
What is the fastest color of lightning in the Flash? Okay. From slowest to fastest, it's light blue, red, purple, yellow, white, and then regular blue.
Regular,
So
blue,
regular
of course.
blue is
Yeah.
is the fastest.
Regular.
But
blue.
light blue is the least fastest.
Okay.
And then like it completely like also like somehow undermines Flash too, because like a lot of his enemies are faster than him. Like what?
Yeah.
Isn't that the point of Flash?
The whole point
Okay,
is they're
well-
always faster than him, so he has to make himself faster so that
Yeah.
he can fight them.
Imagine like you only have one job, like one thing that you do, but other people are much better at it than you. Like,
It's my
And then
life,
they go-
really.
And then if you go fast enough, you reach something called the speed zone, which is like an alternate dimension about speed.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or if you
I
run
hate
real
Flash so
fast, you
much.
can run back in time because you're running so fast. Or forward in time, I think. But mostly they just run back in time and screw things up for everyone else.
wow.
That's why he's the reverse Flash, because he went back in time and killed Barry's mum. And that's what made Barry
What
the
the
Flash.
fuck?
Well, just so we know, all of Linger's lightning magic is regular blue.
Killer.
Is that why you wanted to know the fast colours, so you
Yes.
know what colour to make Linker's lightning?
Yes. And now I know it's
Just
regular
so
blue.
you know, all of our lightning references are references to the Flash universe. So just there's a little tidbit for you.
You know, if she needs to slow it down, she'll lighten the color. She'll
It'll
pull
be
it back to that
white
light
or
blue.
yellow.
Pull it back.
I feel like I had to apologize to our Flash fans in chat. So
Yeah, none of them. Who's a fan
But I
of the
feel
Flash?
I feel like the Flash fans accept this and understand this. Like, you have to
Yeah.
accept the ridiculousness of something to be a fan of it, surely.
Yeah,
That's
like
how
Metal
you know
Gear
you're a
or-
true fan, when you can accept the
or JoJo.
ridiculousness of it and still continue to watch exactly like JoJo.
We are so off track, but I do have to say that I've just watched a little bit of Metal Gear recently, and yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway,
'cause I've been playing.
yeah,
So D&D,
so I have so many. What were we talking about? Oh, right,
I don't know,
sparkling,
but I heard Metal
lightning,
Gear and now
flash.
all I can think about is
Metal Gear.
Revengeance, where it was just all about memes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh,
Um.
We would decide what to do next. Perhaps we should wait for Warden to return from his shopping spree
Oh.
so we can discuss it as a group. Oh, there he is. Look
I was
at
gonna say,
that.
Mira like looks around and is like, I
Crashes
didn't
through
even
the
know he
door.
wasn't here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
There we go.
Well, Warden, we were just discussing what we might do next in our long list of adventures we have before us.
Next,
you
you'll
have a
take this gold.
preference?
Next, you'll take this gold for the item that you gave to sell. He hands you a little coin purse.
Thank you, most kind, most kind. Wait a second, you didn't sell anything of mine, did you?
I thought you said that you wanted to sell something and that you were giving it to me to sell. Or
I sold it.
something.
Oh, I sold it to Linger.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
No, never mind. Give me my gold back.
Yeah.
Poof, gone. All right. Yeah. I have no preference.
Do you Okay, here's a question for you, Warden. Before we decide what to do, right? Did you know that garlic doesn't affect vampires? Vampires sparkle. Also, people can turn off and on lights in their personality, and you kill vampires with silver bullets. Did you know that?
He's just looking at Mira, like not saying a thing. And then slowly you just hear like the creaking of armor as he turns over to Chester. Where did she learn this?
Chester told me. Duh.
From the source of all knowledge, me.
This turns back to Mira.
Wait, is it wrong?
Well, let me just, if I could just throw a little something at you all, since we're going to seemingly be traveling together. I am not a smart man. However, However, one of the tricks I employ to appear smart is to know a little bit about a wide variety of things. Now, my knowledge is by no means deep on any of these subjects, but it appears that I'm very smart sometimes because I know a little bit about a lot. That and knowing some words appear that I'm smarter than I actually am. So I feel like I should warn you all of that.
So that's one time when I had a magnet stuck on my chest. You don't know how magnets actually work?
Well, that is actually the exception to prove the rule. I did know how magnets work, yeah.
The little gremlins.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little Fago gremlins, they call them, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just like on the Warden's like back plate is just student driver like a bumper like magnet that hasn't come off yet.
Oh my god. I love that. Please be patient, student driver.
He also has another one that says, if you can read this, you're too close.
No, it says
He's working on getting a baby on board for when he's carrying Mura.
Do you follow Jesus this close?
Those are some of my favorites.
I've never
and I
seen
see
that
them
one.
a lot. Oh man. Welcome to the South.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Sounds like it.
Welcome to the Bible Belt. All right. Yeah.
You follow Jesus. Those are good ones. Oh man.
I still want to put that on my Mustang.
Don't put any stickers on your Mustang. Jeez Louise.
Jeez.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then maybe that isn't correct information. I'll store that away with the stuff. Mira just like looks for a minute and everything leaves her brain. Just everything.
All right. Well, Warren, we've checked in with you. Linga, do you have a preference of what to do next?
I was thinking the clock tower. After we probably should rest and organize ourselves.
Okay, one for doesn't care, one for clock tower, and you.
I'm gonna have to agree with Linga.
With Linga. Gotta
Linga.
The slow absorbing of Chester's accent.
Yeah, I'll have
with
to.
Linga over here.
Yeah. Hey, I'm walking here.
We're gonna go to the clock tower.
Hey. Gabaghoul.
Oh wow, really traveling the globe with us.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill Mitch.
That caught me so off guard, and I had a mouthful of drink. Oh.
Our accent's fun.
Oh my god.
Fortunately, the tankard had not yet left my face, so all of the drink made its spit takeaway safely back into the tankard without going anywhere else.
That's a win, really.
I just backwashed. It's fine, says Mitch.
It's my own. I'm the one drinking it.
I'm so sorry everyone had to witness that. Hey, look, are you okay?
Ugh.
Gabaghoul lost a viewer anyway.
All right, well, you know what? I'm also interested in the clock tower, so it seems we got 3 clock tower goers.
Warden, you will come to the clock tower with us, right?
See why not?
Gabaghoul.
I'm about broke the session doing that. Excellent. Then I think we have to go to the clock tower.
But as Linga says, yeah, perhaps we get a good night's sleep and head there first thing tomorrow morning, but not too early.
Right. Not too early.
Very well. Rooms for the evening will run you 1 silver piece each.
Please allow me to pay for these rooms. Is there like a real fancy one?
There's a slightly fancier one, and that's 3 silver.
All right, you 3 enjoy your 1 silver rooms. I'll just be over here if you need me. So that's 7.
It's the one with a trap door that leads to a slide directly down to where the bartender is.
Oh. Worth it.
He hands over the silver.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? He'll hand over 1 gold piece, actually.
Damn, big spender.
Yep.
He flashes you a trademark sparkly grin.
Cut that out. That extra gold is for just toning it down just a little bit.
Does he always do that?
Yeah, he shines. He's got the
You just gotta find the off switch, guys. But
Yeah.
it's right next to the on switch. Yeah, you have your separate rooms. Chester's is slightly fancier owing to the much larger bed, which, funnily enough, comes in handy for the man with the 15-foot arms. But for the most part, it's, just kind of standard accommodation. Bed not too hard, not too soft, just boys to men. Nothing really to write home about, but decent night's sleep worthy.
Is this the band playing?
Yes.
Pretty good.
They're just going absolutely nuts downstairs.
Yeah, man, jeez.
So is anyone doing anything before you take your long rest? Anyone running back in time? Or indeed
After everyone
forwards
falls
in
asleep.
time?
Do we have the correct color lightning to do?
After everyone falls asleep, Born takes his helmet off.
What's underneath it?
No one knows. He's in his own room.
Ah!
Yeah.
A secret for later.
You wake up the next morning, go and check on him. The room's just scorched. Everything's destroyed.
There's a very
Power of
distraught,
the fire god unleashed from within his helmet.
There's a very distraught gnome in the middle of it.
There's just 10,000 mouths. And they're all hungry. Yeah, is anyone doing anything as you head off to sleep or inactivity or light activity?
No, I think that Mira just goes to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will find this PDF that you sent me. Here
Oh,
we
God.
go. Check with everyone else. Circle back to me. I think there's only Chester
That's-
to check with, maybe.
Yeah,
Fine.
Chester also a long day of, actually having to do things which he does not appreciate. It's the hay pretty early.
Okay. Well, roll for sleep then.
Ah!
If you roll below 10, you don't sleep.
Ooh, way to waste a nat 20 on that.
No.
Best sleep of my life.
Now that Linger has an alchemist kit, she's going to spend part of her evening just sort of like inventorying and getting things ready for, so that as she's traveling, she can pick up plants and whatnots that she needs. But she's sort of just doing the prep work tonight.
Nice.
And then watches the entertainment that is Rip for the next several hours after that. whatever Rip's doing.
A little bit slapstick.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 500 years worth of knows what to do to entertainers, so it's. I mean, he's doing like a one-man show of everything that happened over the past few days.
Shadow puppets.
His interpretation of Warden and Chester, spot on. He's still working on his Mira.
The interpretation of Warden is just him stood perfectly still doing nothing. And then like, oh yeah, Warden, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Mira,
Hey.
as I punch my microphone cable, as you begin to drift off to sleep, you do of course fall asleep. That happens.
Awesome.
But you feel almost like you're floating in a way. All you can see around you right now is just empty darkness. Are you doing anything?
Trying to swim a little bit.
You start moving your arms and legs, and you can't quite tell if you're going anywhere or not, or if you're just staying in place. And as you kind of flail around a little longer, you realize there is almost like a surface underneath you that you hadn't quite noticed before, but you can now see almost like ripples very, very slowly starting to spread across.
Oh, like water. Yeah, like water.
Yeah?
I reach out and I touch the ripples.
You touch and you see ripples spread out from where you touch.
Whoa.
Faintly in the distance, you hear what seems to be maybe some sort of like cackling laughter just drifting through the silence.
Huh. Is it coming from a particular direction?
And then everything goes black.
Whoa.
And you wake up the next morning.
She reaches up and like touches the air, see if it will ripple.
The air reacts as air usually does.
It does nothing. That was weird. It was like in water and there was cackling laughter. I don't know. Well, okay. She gets up and gets dressed.
That's yep. That's a good mirror
Tracks.
response to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
100% tracks. Yeah. She gets up and gets dressed and like, you know, Mira's down, like skips every other step as she jumps down the stairs. And yeah.
You're the first one downstairs for once, Mira.
Good morning. Oh. Huh.
As Linger, you see probably the sun rising up through the curtains quite some time ago, and you've just been, you know, doing what you do to bring the morning in, waiting roughly for when you know Mura usually tends to wake up.
Mm-hmm. Just... Oh, time to go.
It's annoying when you've got loads of cool backstory stuff, but you don't sleep. Ugh.
No, it's fine.
It's fine, there's other ways of
backstory stuff
tormenting
is
you.
later. I mean, she could just sit and remember if you want her to.
Absolutely. I have other ways of
she'll-
tormenting you, don't worry.
She gets dressed because I have decided in this moment that when she's left alone, she gets completely nude so that her clothes can air out because she's not used to wearing them all the time anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah. So she'll get dressed.
Mhm.
So will Rip. What's he wearing today? What's the weather like today? It's sunny. You said it's sunny.
Yeah, it's sunny. There's a light mist again that's not entirely uncharacteristic around this area. It often happens when it kind of rains overnight and then it ends up being quite a warm day, so you can assume it's probably going to be somewhat warm and sunny today.
Okay, then like blue jean overalls, no shirt, and a wide brim hat made of straw.
For
Nice.
Rip.
Nice.
For Rip.
Nice.
And no shoes. Today he has toes. He has given himself toes so that he
has
can
little
wiggle them.
beans.
Little bitty beans. And then he does have a cardigan that he can put on if he gets chilly. It doesn't really go with the overalls,
Just slung
but, you
over
know,
the shoulder.
yeah, very casual. So that's, and so yes, they will go downstairs, and she's in her
Excellent.
usual dark blue, lacy, whatever it is.
Mhm.
That's what she
Gordon
wears.
is wearing the same cloak, but inside out this time.
Oh, look at him. I love it.
And Chester eventually wakes up.
Sleeping in. Does his 100 strokes, 99, 100 of the brush through his luscious locks. All right. Time to greet the new day. Hello, new day.
Why does Chester wake up like an anime character?
No, like Disney princess.
Both. I love it.
Fair.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious.
Yeah, he's got the big anime eyes, probably.
The internal monologue, it's a new day. Cool. Presumably also heads downstairs once he's
Yes.
once
Fold his
more
pajamas,
adorned himself.
his little nightcap. Gotta fold that, tuck it away. Get his suit, bolo tie, ready to go.
Hell yeah. You head downstairs to find the other three already at the table. Given that Chester slept in.
Hi, Chester.
Greetings, everyone, one and all. What are we having for breakfast?
Owlbear eggs.
Yeah. How did everybody sleep? Since we haven't talked about breakfast, I haven't ordered breakfast yet. I think Warden and Linger already ate. Like they got room service or something.
Ah. I mostly slept like this. I was on my side a bit, on this side a bit. Just sort of the usual. How about yourself?
I had a weird dream.
Ooh. You know what's weird? And this is in and out of character. Some people don't like to hear other people's dreams, but I actually do. I find it fascinating. Will you tell us what your dream
I honestly
is?
thought you were about to be like, in and out of character. I'm one of those people. I don't want to hear your
really
dreams.
did too. I was like,
hearing
oh my
people's
god.
dreams. No,
No more
I
dream
like hearing
sequences,
people's
okay,
weird
Mitch?
dreams.
Okay?
The opposite. The nice thing to say is what I said.
I didn't know that, but yeah, I was definitely gonna share. I guess if you didn't like it, I probably wouldn't. I might just like wait till you go to the bathroom and then I would share. But I'm glad you do. Yeah, so I had this dream where I was just floating in darkness and it was dark and I swam around and then there were ripples and I touched them and they rippled more. And then there was like this weird laughter in the distance. I was like, where is that coming from? And then I woke up. I felt totally well rested. But yeah, I have no idea what it means. Weird, right?
Little on the ominous side, but yeah, weird.
I didn't feel ominous. It felt okay, maybe it did feel ominous. It just felt very floaty, you know, like I think go ahead.
I used to know Soothsayer, interpreted dreams.
You know someone who interprets dreams?
I used to.
Who was it? Do you still know them?
No, I do not.
What happened to them?
This is a long story.
Well, I've got time for stories. We're at breakfast. Share.
Agreed. I love a story, a tale.
Tell us your story. Do it.
Was totally ready for this.
Oh boy. There was once a city, but it fell.
And?
They once called it home.
And? Is there more? That's it?
Not really.
I'm sorry about your home.
I just kind of feel.
We are all very nice people, I have learned today at breakfast.
Yeah, we are. Well, Warden, she'll like reach over, like I imagine she has to like kind of like she's on her knees and she has to like elevate herself and like reach over. She'll like pat him on the arm and just be like, "It's okay. You can like process things in your own time, and when you're ready to talk more about home and how your city fell and stuff, I'm here for you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When you said that the city fell, you can't do it. I'm sorry.
Do you need further clarification?
I do, yeah. That would be great.
It was destroyed.
Oh, okay, yeah. I feel like that was the piece that I was missing when you said fell, because I was like, I fall all the time, but like, I didn't know cities could do that. So, but destroyed makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Well, thank you, Warden, for sharing all your feelings. She puts a hand on her chest, touches Warden's arm, and is like, "We're here for you."
I would assume so. We're in the same party.
Yeah, I meant,
metaphorically here. See, that's one of those big words I was talking about. Metaphorically, you learn that word, and you just throw it into a conversation. You're gonna sound very smart.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that, Chester's noggin of knowledge.
Now she knows you throw it into any conversation and you sound smart.
Yep, you said that, so just wait
Oh
for
no.
it.
Next time we have to try to get a deal with a dragon or something.
Yeah.
Metaphorically, I think you should help us.
Metaphorically, of course.
Metaphorically.
Winks back at everyone. Got it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All over this. All right. I am certainly interested in hearing about this city when you are ready to talk about it. For now,
Maybe it has something to do with my weird dream.
What more would you like to know about it? It doesn't.
Name would be fantastic.
Yeah, name.
I can fill in a lot of the blanks without having to bother you if I have a name.
Let me see.
Such
Let me pull up my backstory.
I would also like to thank you for bringing up that there are dream interpreters. Maybe that is someone we could, if not the one you were mentioning, we could seek out another person with that skill set to help Mira navigate the lucid dreaming that she has.
That would be really cool. I've never heard of a dream interpreter, so.
Should have it somewhere. I think I'd be pulling up this early though.
We don't know.
Mitch begins violently scrolling.
Yep.
Everyone scroll quickly.
I can't even find the conversation. Ugh. It's vanished. There it is.
I think we settled on Bellica.
Doesn't exist anymore. Yes. Yes, we did.
Please spell that. I'm gonna write it down.
I'll go ahead and put it in the roll 20.
Perfect.
For some reason, roll 20 is gray on gray for me, so that's very helpful.
Same.
We see it though.
All right.
Or I see it anyway.
I do, yeah.
Susar, excuse me. The Susar of which I was talking about probably isn't alive anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. that happens to me a lot too. Like people that I knew aren't alive anymore. So I get you.
We share a common grief then.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, we do. And I'm so sorry that you share it. It's sucks. It's painful. It's even after all this time. So.
Well, Velica originally sat on what you would call the Silent Isle.
Do I know what that is?
I don't like the sounds of that place.
People probably would if you all, I'll say, give me a history check. Why not?
Everybody?
Yeah, it's something that people would know about. It's a location.
I'm using my inspiration to re-roll that.
Yeah.
Could you take us to the map on Roll20 maybe?
You what?
I don't think he has the map in.
Oh,
I
okay.
should put it on Roll20. I hadn't got around to it yet.
Okay.
13.
Just
5.
bear with me for specifics coming imminently. Eroth, here we are. Just because I want to give you actual specifics rather than conjecture that I retcon later on. There's the travel map. Let's turn down Warden's theme a tiny bit because it's pretty loud for me. How's volumes for you guys?
It's good.
Fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Just I'm gonna keep checking because it's a new system that I'm now working with.
What about you, Twitchers? How's that audio?
Yeah, how's it sounding for you, the Twitchies? Twitchies?
Yeah,
so,
Twitchies. Mhm.
what
Our
did
practical
everyone?
Twitchers out there.
Hey!
We have Chester with a 5, Mura with a 0.
No, I re-rolled.
No, I know.
re-rolled with my... Yes, originally I had
Unfortunately,
0.
the inspiration doesn't stack. And that
What do you mean?
the bad inspiration happened.
Oh,
So you got another
Before-
nat 1 but didn't get the inspiration for it and then
'Cause I
just
already had
used the
one.
inspiration, yeah.
hmm.
Linger with the 20
Understandable.
because Linger real smart, yo.
Yeah.
And Mira with the 13. I mean, even with a 5, Chester, you would know the Silent Isle is an island that is technically part of the continent of Azith, which is this main continent that you're on. At the moment, that's probably about it for Chester's recollection. It's early, he slept in, he's still waking up. He has the approximate knowledge, and even that's still buffering.
He'll definitely pretend that he knows what everyone else says
It's the
about it.
smile and
He
nod.
already knew. Yes, that is correct.
The rest of you, Mura,
Yes.
the Silent Isle is part of the lower half of Azith, in the Sleeping Gardens, and obviously Linger, you know this as well, but you have a few extra tidbits with the higher score that will come after this, which is why this was directed a bit more at Mura, but this is obviously for you as well before you're like, why does Mura get this but not me with the higher roll?
Sure, it's fine. Situational. It's fine.
Yes.
I'm not that player. You know that.
I just want to make sure.
Don't suck, man. Come on.
But yeah, you'd know it's in the lower half where the Sleeping Gardens are generally regarded. It's separated from kind of mainland Azith by the mountain range which borders the west. Anyone else have to picture a compass in their brain every single time they talk about compass points?
Never eat shredded wheat. I always
Yep.
hear that in my brain.
Yeah. That was the pause. But it is the mountain range that borders the west of the Sleeping Gardens, and the Silent Isle is just beyond that. Technically, somewhat of a no man's land. It doesn't really belong to either the Empire from Dura or, well, the Kingdom of Dura or the Empire of Thistlewood. Linger.
Yes.
General perception and understanding and knowledge of the Silent Isle. It's pretty much called that because it's generally regarded as not a lot really tends to go on around there. It's quite well documented, but not as well known. There were previously a number of cities that were around the Silent Isle, but over the years, a lot of them have fallen to infighting. A lot of the original cities, way back when, had been destroyed in dragon attacks and fallout from the War of the Gods, and being an area that's kind of towards the edges, because Aeroth is flat, but being somewhere that is so separate and so kind of off by itself towards the edges of the currently known and explored world, it is quite prone to backlash and fallout from the War of the Gods, much like the Halador Isles up to the north. And that is a fate that has befallen a number of locations on the Silent Isles. It is pretty well known. As far as it's currently understood, there are a few small towns and cities, to use the term broadly, that have either been rebuilt or remain, notably one just to the north of the Silent Isle, which holds the main port for people that sail there if they choose to, and one closer to the centre, which holds an airship dock, but the names escape you. It's not, the most well-documented of islands, which is another reason why it's the Silent Isle. It's just gone somewhat undocumented and unexplored, much like Stone Point or the Sunset Archipelago, the usuals.
I think I also joked and said, hey, why don't they call it the Silent Isle? Because the people there talk very laconically.
Yeah.
As in slow and not many words.
Yeah. But yeah. That's your knowledges.
Wow, that's really not too. Wait, where are we currently?
You are in the Sleeping Gardens, you're in Belcrest. Bear with me, I'm just grabbing a screenshot of this lower half of Azith for you.
I mean, we're not really like too far from that, honestly.
Can I paste into Roll20? Because if I can, I'll try and get it up.
I don't think so.
Onto
link, but not
Oh, you
Paste.
paste in that thread
No.
that I just made.
Yes, I was more just thinking about getting it on stream. But that's fine. That's the reward list. Where's the thread gone? I've lost the thread, probably because I don't think I said anything in it. I will grab the thread. There it is.
Okay.
So that's just pasting into Discord for you now.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not too far from here. Have you ever wanted to go back home ever since your city fell?
I have no reason to return.
I mean, it's your home.
It was.
Yes, that's fair. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Warden.
You can think of it as some sort of exile.
Like a self-imposed one, or
In a way.
imagine that they're like in a booth and Mira just like slides out of the booth and gets up and like goes over and just hugs Warden and is like, I'm so sorry.
You're in my bubble.
Okay, I can respect person down the trees.
If she has to.
Yeah, if I have to. Fine, but you know, I'll ask next time before I hug you. But I'm sorry.
It is a very sad tale. One that makes me think perhaps we should, I'm just throwing this out here, get really, really drunk before we head out and do anything.
Oh, I don't drink like that.
Ah, well, okay, so that's one for no. Warden, would you like to get shit-faced?
Does Warden drink? Have you? Do
I'm
you
gonna say
drink?
you've never seen it happen, so
Huh. I don't think Warden drinks either.
All right, so that's 2 no's. Linga?
I'm happy to sip on a beverage. However, Rip was more than willing to partake in a contest of beverage drinking with you.
Shotgunning a beer in the corner.
You think he'll get rip roaring drunk?
I have seen it.
Oh man.
yeah, I'll take a drink because I'm resistant to poison.
All right.
Mira has an apple, like a sparkling apple juice.